All right, we got the 10th episode RYB Podcast. It's a fucking fantastic one. Antonio Daniels, New Orleans Pelicans Hall of Fame. I'm just gonna fucking say it because he is gonna be a Hall of Famer for the New Orleans Pelicans before it's all said and done. With what he's doing with commentating. When you talk about energy, he's the best. Charisma, he's the best. Entertaining, he's the best.
See, so leading up to this, I had a lot of feelings. Just because that not only does he break the game down, but you just the passion that he has for the city, like not just the team, but like just the city of New Orleans. Like he gets it. He's just not a regular commentator that just come in and just commentate the game. Like he's one of those guys where you really feel like he cares. And just that passion he bring, man, like it's different watching like the Pelicans on national TV, man.
Yeah,
it's different. Like Doris Burke is boring as shit.
Right,
let's call it what it was. Switch that to Bali, man. I'm trying to see what AD and Joel talking about. So very excited.
It is like that because when you watch other commentators, you have to hold them to this. What we are used to seeing, which is now AD and Joel.
Yeah,
and man, it's just entertaining. I mean, I go back to the last game we went to. They had to do with the last name Dick.
Grady Dick.
Grady Dick.
Yes,
man. Joel got a hold of that. Pause.
We're gonna let that one slide. It's early in the episode, so we're gonna let that one slide. It's
crazy,
early. But no, like
I can't even throw bread at the ducks with you.
No, there's no money on the line or nothing. We were just guessing what you would be wearing when you walked in.
That's a great guess, though. Like, if I had to pick a winner, you'd have won.
What?
You know what? My bad, dog.
Okay.
You ain't even say what yours was.
My name is Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Is it with an A or a Y?
With an A.
Okay.
With an
My
A.
daughter's name is Jordan.
There you go.
See, great minds think alike. You know what I'm saying? But look, I had Nike Tech sweatsuit. That's basically a Nike Tech.
Won.
Is that Nike Tech?
Basically a Nike Tech.
Okay.
Yep,
How do we know if it's
man.
Nike Tech? Did you spill something on? It's waterproof, or
I just know Nike Tech.
Okay.
Team issued.
Yeah.
I just know it's Nike
You won.
Tech. Come on.
All right.
I mean, I had turtleneck.
Wow.
See, that's what's wrong. With us, man. Can't we just get along?
Jason, what did you have?
I thought he was coming casual. I thought a little t-shirt, nice coat on. It was a little chilly out.
A coat.
You know how much I have to dress. We are the only people in arenas that have to dress up now.
That's true, man. This is a good opportunity.
I'm
to
not
dress
wearing
up.
it no
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
No.
This is about what I was thinking. Just different. I thought it would be a long sleeve Pelicans team issue.
You're not far off.
Okay.
You are not far off at all.
Okay. All right. We good on audio and
No,
everything?
he's good.
Okay, I was just making sure.
You project real well, so
Oh,
you're
I
good.
know.
No, I'm about
Man, I've had a basketball camp for 20 years. Not one time have I used a microphone.
Really? So like
Not one
it's
time.
sitting there, you confident knowing that it's gonna pick it up right there.
Question. Oh my gosh, no question.
Because I'm a loud human too, but I would be.
Yeah, that's where I said no. That's the last thing I'm worried about. Never
Okay,
that.
yeah. Well, man, this is awesome. It's the 10th episode of the RYB Podcast, and we appreciate you coming because
sure.
it's like coming to my house and stuff.
Right?
Not everybody does this, so we really appreciate it, man. This is going to be a super special episode. We got a lot to talk about.
I'm so interested to see where this is going to go.
You've lived a life.
I have.
You've lived a life, man.
Very blessed life, to say the least.
Yeah, and it's just and like I was telling Larry when he came on, y'all just interacted with so many people too. Like whether it's people y'all played with or whatever the case may be. And it's just like, man, I love like talking about the past. I don't know what it is about me. I just love talking about the past. So when we talk, like I think I tweeted something earlier, man, I can't wait to ask him about that 02-03 Trailblazers team. Because I don't know, man. I just can't stop. It's the stuff I think about, so we're going to get into all that.
But you know what's crazy? Think about that. You said 02, 03, and we're having this conversation in 2024.
I know.
It's 21 years ago.
I know. I be talking about wrestling all the time, thinking like Stone Cold just, smashed 2 beers yesterday.
Right.
But it's been 20.
I hear you. I hear you.
And it just keeps flying by quicker and quicker and quicker, but doesn't mean I can't talk. I mean, I'm gonna bring it up. But I mean, I guess where we usually start is like your life, like where you from, you know what I'm saying? Your upbringing, you know, like any memories that pop out like as you were a kid.
Too many memories. I'm from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Born and raised, inner city of Columbus, Ohio. From a single mother household.
Okay.
That's it. Very small family. It was me, my mom, my 2 older sisters, and my older brother.
And you never saw your dad, or you just
I mean, he was. My mom and dad were divorced, and I was 1.
okay, same.
And if I was to explain to you the dynamics of my relationship with my father, I don't know if this podcast will have enough time.
Got you. But
Just a lot of wrong, which led to forgiveness, which led to a very understanding relationship now at this point where I am in my life now. Holding on to grudges like I did for the longest time is useless.
right.
But I'm extremely, extremely close to my mother, extremely close to my older sisters.
Right.
And my brother was the person in the world that I was the closest to. We're 16 months apart.
Okay, that's what I didn't know. How, because to be honest with you, I didn't know about any of that until you posted a couple weeks ago. I know that's something, because I've looked into it. It's something that you've been kind of talking about, been posting about, but for whatever reason, I just had never seen it. So I didn't know that until a couple weeks ago, man. So God rest his soul.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how far apart y'all was as far as
16
age.
months.
Man, so
16 months apart, 2 years apart though, like as far as athletics is concerned.
Okay.
So my sophomore year in high school was his senior year in high school. But
Okay.
there's a drastic difference between us in size. He was 6'11", 250.
so he played like center.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was at the time of his passing at the University of Dayton, which is where Obi Toppin went, which is where Crutcher went. He was leading the nation in field goal percentage
Oh, wow.
at the time. So that was the turning point in my life, February 8th, 1996.
And when you say that was the turning point, that because you know sometimes it takes like losing somebody or whatever the life situation is to where you kind of like start a new life, to where how you think about life, how you view life, you know what I'm saying, things like that. And sometimes I'll try to catch myself because, like I said, life is so fast. So you just be forgetting who have I not talked to, who have I not connected with, etc. But when something like that happens, I mean, I'm sure your whole outlook just completely different.
Totally. That's a day in my life that I will never, ever forget.
Right.
I literally can tell you everything that happened to that day from 5 o'clock in the morning when Coach Larinaga and Coach Heath are waking me up in my dorm room at that time.
Right.
I can tell you everything that transpired throughout that day of February 8th, 1996, to riding to the University of Dayton with them, to meet my mom and my sisters. I can remember what the day was like. It was cloudy, it was gloomy, it was rainy, it was cold.
Yeah.
To go there, do media stuff. They put us in a house off campus. To see my mom cry like I've never seen her before. And it changed my perspective both ways.
Right.
In a good way, athletically, because me and my brother's dream, we used to talk about this all the time. Again, growing up in the inner city, we didn't have a house with 8, 9 rooms. We had a house where me and my brother shared a room.
Right.
So we talked about quite often, like, we going to the NBA. You going to buy mom the house because you going to get there first because he was older. I'm going to buy her the car. We had all these dreams.
Yeah.
So when my brother passed, that basically went down to me. So my motivation in that aspect changed. Like, I can't fail.
Skyrocketing.
Right. I can't fail. But in other areas of my life, it made my heart black. It made my heart
cold,
dark.
Like cold?
Yes. And that was the bad side of it.
Why do you think that? I don't want to stay on it too long, but why do you think that happened as far as like your heart getting cold or to where you felt like that? You think you were just mad at life, why it happened?
I was mad at life. I was mad at God. I lost the most, I won't say important because I love my mom and my sisters, but the closest person to me in my life at that time.
Yeah.
And then what I mean when I say it's bad, in a sense that I figured to myself, if I can lose him and get over it, I can lose anybody and get over it.
Wow, man.
So I'm not tripping no more.
Right.
I've been married 20 years this summer, and I brought that black heart into my marriage.
Like you were telling your wife now at that time.
I didn't tell her.
Oh.
I didn't tell her. I just acted that way.
Okay, yeah.
I just acted like, if I can get over losing my brother, who I was like this with,
What could happen?
and I brought that baggage.
Yeah.
I brought that black heart into my marriage. And
she still loved you.
man,
I got to say that just because, like.
No, that's an understatement.
Okay.
I am married to the most amazing woman.
So AD, what was the turning point for you then?
Honestly, the turning point for me was finding God.
Okay.
It was finding God and understanding that it was okay to be upset at him because he's a big God. He understands. And it took a while because it was like, kind of back and forth. Like, I'm good. No, I'm not. I'm good. No, I'm not. I'm good. No, I'm not. And to see my wife respond to me the way that she did, like, I got baptized this past summer.
Oh, over here and.
No, in San Antonio.
Okay.
I got baptized this past summer with my wife, my 2 daughters, and my son right there looking at me. And my mom used to tell me all the time, there are certain things you won't understand until you have your own kids.
Right. Yeah, like I still don't understand anything people be talking about with kids because I don't have one.
You will.
Right.
And when you do, you want to talk about it being life-changing.
Yeah.
When I had a son who's 5 years old now, to actually be everything to that little boy that my father wasn't to me is my motivation every day to wake up and do what it is that I do.
Real. I feel that. And even though I don't have a kid, like I'm 31, so like more than ever, I'd be thinking about, man, once I do have a kid, like once I do have a kid, like you just get excited about it. So compared to when I was in my 20s, it was like, man, another year without a kid.
You enjoying your freedom.
Another year without a kid. Now it's
freedom,
like not
right.
really like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something to look forward to. But so you went to college at Bowling Green.
Well, that we didn't really start from the top, man. Like, what got you in the ball though? Like, what
You
started
were always
it off?
into
My
it?
brother.
Your brother.
My brother. That's my thing. My brother got me in the ball. My brother I followed him around everywhere he went. I went. We hooped.
When y'all were growing up, that's all y'all cared
That's
about?
it. Again, we stayed a block from the projects.
Okay.
So unlike today's world where I won't let my daughter out my sight. She's like, hey, Dad, can I go outside and go for a jog? Like, no, I'll jog with you,
Right.
but you're not going by yourself. We used to get up in the morning, take our basketball, go to Windsor Terrace, right, and be out there. And our rule was we had to be home by the time the streetlights came on.
Can we look up Windsor Terrace, please?
Yes, Windsor Terrace, Columbus, Ohio.
Just sounds like one of them parks I need to say.
Yeah, Windsor Terrace, Columbus, Ohio. And we had to be home by the time the streetlights came on.
Right.
That was it.
Didn't watch no TV.
No, but again, it's not like today because we didn't have the distractions that we didn't have. We didn't have the internet.
Right.
We didn't have all sorts of cable channels.
Right.
We didn't have a PlayStation 5. We had an imagination.
Right.
We had an imagination. We had a basketball. We had 2 rims. And we used to go out there and hoop. Again, the difference in generations, we weren't trained. We played.
Yeah.
We just hooped. So we would go out there and you had to earn your stripes, so to speak. So you're out there and you're playing on a court with guys that are in their 30s and guys that are in their 20s. They're out there drinking. They're out there doing that. Like, we used to just go out there and play.
Right.
That was it.
Y'all probably thinking, man, if I can get ahead of one of these 30-year-olds, that'd be a big deal. Like, if
the
I
thing
get on
is,
the court ahead of one of these guys.
You just wanted to get on, period.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Like, it wasn't even about getting on ahead of anybody. You just wanted to get on, period. And that's because when you're playing against guys, when I'm 14 and 13, and I'm playing against guys that are in their 20s and guys that are in their 30s, when I go back and play against guys that are 13 and 14, I'm good.
Yeah.
When I'm playing against a dude that's 30 years old, that
Grown
smells
man.
like light
Yeah,
beer, like he
right.
just drank a 40 ounce.
Right.
He's aggressive and all this. Like, I'm going to go back when I play against guys my own age, I'm good to go. So that's how we learned. That's how we
They were
actually
playing that
learned to
Pistons
play.
physical defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's always a little more physical when you're playing with guys that are younger. Because you know they ain't gonna do nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can go to the basket, get knocked to the floor, and it's like, boy, get up.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's how I learned. That's how I actually learned how to play. That's what got me into basketball because there wasn't a whole lot else to do.
So in high school, nonstop basketball, and at that time you were thinking, you and your brother, y'all were thinking, hey, we going to the pro. Or
It was a
we had a dream.
It was a dream.
Okay.
So it's such a difference.
So you're not
It
even
was-
thinking. I'm just so we're on the same page because
Yes.
when I'm in high school or when any of us are in high school, we're not thinking like all this, we're going to this or we're going to get this job. It's like a dream. Everything's a dream.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
And there's such a different dynamic from my junior high school. So I went to Catholic school from K through 12. From K through 8, there was one white guy in my school. I can tell you his name.
Wait, you at Catholic school and there was one white guy.
St. Augustine is where I went to school.
Okay. We got a St. Augustine. It's
got a
infamous
St.
out
Augustine?
here.
St. Augustine. That's
Okay.
where I went to school. One white guy in the school. His name was Tony Ullery. His mom, Mrs. Ullery, was a 4th grade teacher.
Okay.
The only white guy in the school. So then when I completed junior high school, going to high school, when you went to high school, it was a majority white high school. My mom wanted to change the education piece.
Okay.
Right? There wasn't a whole lot of high schools where we were at the time.
Okay.
So it was a majority white high school. So I went from being the majority to being the minority.
Okay.
All I did was hooped. That's
Right.
all I did. I can tell you a story about my senior prom that my prom date will still be mad at me for. Like that's when I tell you that's all I did, literally that's all I did.
What you did? You got up some shots before got in the outfit?
No, what we did is our prom was went to prom, and then after prom, you had a lock-in.
Oh, like the dance.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, after the dance.
Oh, okay.
So you go to like a Lifetime Fitness.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
I went to Holy Cross, so I know exactly what you're talking
Okay,
about.
this
so
is-
ours
this is-
called Prom Fest. So it's
Okay,
like
right.
after prom, you go in and play like games and stuff. Have
Lock
a
the
game
doors.
night. Yeah,
lock the doors. People
Yeah.
can't leave.
Chaperones and all that.
That's
parents,
right.
Yeah.
So
100%.
what we did is
So I know exactly what you're talking about.
me and the guy, like my guy Colin, who I still talk to this day. We went to prom with 2 girls who was all 4 of us, limo, all that stuff, went to eat, went to the lock-in. I ain't seen my date the rest of the night.
So what were you doing?
Hooping.
Unbelievable.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I was about. When I walked in, Joe asked me if I drank.
Right.
I've never touched alcohol in my life. Never have. So in high school, when everybody else was going to parties, and in college, when everybody else was going
Yeah.
to parties, like to
Dude,
each his
it
own.
makes sense. Dude.
each his own.
Yeah.
Like my thing was I honestly, when I was in high school, I was worried about my mom and she wasn't gonna pay for college. Because if she had to pay for college, we probably wasn't going.
Right.
So I'm hooping. I'm gonna get a full ride scholarship. Once I got into Bowling Green and got a full ride scholarship to Bowling Green, then it was like, okay, now I'm hooping for a different reason, especially after my brother passed, because I want to make sure that I can take care of her financially.
Right.
So again, at the time, it's amazing how things happen at the time and how it's viewed.
Right. I
You
know what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
when my college teammates, they're telling me, you know what, we're going out. You want to go to the party, but like, nah, I'm good. My college coach gave me a key to the gym. I'm shooting, I'm dribbling, I'm shooting, I'm dribbling. Like I thought I wanted to do whatever it took to sacrifice to make my dream a reality.
Right. No, it's just
And
it's the
sometimes
truth.
you got to sacrifice some things in the process.
It ain't, and it's not just what. Hey man, I drank, but I know every night that I do drink, if I go get drunk, the next day I'm not going to be as good at it. And I'm just talking about one thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it correlates to many other things other than sports.
And my thing is to each his own.
Yeah.
You know
no.
what I'm saying? Like it's not like I'm
But we
saying
did.
that in
People
a
who do
sense of-
drink, people who do drink, deal with that. So they look. It's fun to drink. Oh, I'll have some of the best conversations of my life. Okay, but that next day, I'm not going to be as bright as I am. I'm not going to wake up at 6, and I'm not going to be on the desk at 6 like I am when I'm not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just something that even people who drink think about. So they just willing to deal with it.
Right. And again, to
Yeah,
each his
yeah.
own. I'm not saying that with a judgmental eye.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, some of my best friends, most of my best friends.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah, do your thing.
But it makes sense because all that work put in then really starts making sense. Because, dude, you went to Bowling Green. I'm going to be honest with you. In the 90s, 97?
When I was drafted. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You ask anybody around here about Bowling Green in 97, they would tell you it was probably a cereal. You know what I'm saying? Or like they wouldn't have known.
Correct.
Dude, you were the fourth pick out of Bowling Green.
Mid-major school.
Right. And that's in Ohio. Is Bowling Green, Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fourth pick out of Bowling Green. That's strong as garlic in 97. You know what I'm saying? Who was...
We just want to know, how does this happen for you?
Yeah, like, what are you thinking at that...
Like, what is the journey like once you get there? Because you, like we said, Bowling Green to the fourth pick in the NBA draft.
So my freshman year, I won conference freshman of the year.
Okay.
So I won MAC freshman of the year. Sophomore year, I had a decent year. And it was not as good as my freshman year. My junior year, I was having a decent year, but my junior year is when my brother passed. February 8th, 1996. That's when my brother passed. And at that point...
Right. Because you played, and I looked into this, you played a game after that against Eastern Michigan.
And that's the most memorable game I've ever played in my entire basketball career. Ever, at any level. That's after winning the championship in Madison Square Garden in 1999. Nothing compares to that game.
I had that question written down, and I was thinking when I was writing it down, I was like, there ain't no way that this isn't the most memorable. It has to be.
It was. So here's the thing. My brother was playing at the University of Dayton, and we rarely got a chance to see each other play because we're playing at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's playing at Dayton. I'm playing at Bowling Green.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't have a car. He doesn't. It's not like I can just get in the car and go. Uber wasn't a thing back then.
Right.
You know? So my mom used to come to my home game, go back home, then go to his home game, come back home, come to my home game. She was going to pick him up and bring him to that game against Eastern Michigan at the time, who was ranked in the top 25 in the country. Earl Boykins, Derek Dial, those guys.
My God.
So he was actually going to get an opportunity to see me play, and that would have been the first time that he had seen me play since my freshman year.
Wow. Man.
So when he passed, the reason that I came back and decided to play in that game is because that was supposed to be a game that he was
Makes
present
sense.
at,
Makes sense.
that he was there at.
And you wound up hitting the game-winning shot.
Yes, it's God has his way of working things out.
Right.
And it's crazy because they score. It's about 6 seconds to go. We're down 1.
Earl Boykins.
Yeah, my boy.
Legend.
That's my boy.
Legend.
They score. It's about 6 seconds to go. We're down 1. They outlet the ball to me. I push it full speed. I give this guy the smallest in and out.
Okay, yeah.
And he just completely falls over. And I go in and lay the ball in and we win. And to this day, my mom says my brother tripped him. You know what I mean? Like, and it's...
No, I believe that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's
And the
powerful.
crazy thing is, at that time, Jim Larinaga, who is one of the greatest college coaches of all time, Stan Heath, who coached at Michigan State, coached at Kent State, took Kent State to the Elite Eight. As soon as that game was over, I ran and embraced them because I was so close to them. And I don't know if I've cried like that in my life.
Right.
Ever. And the wildest thing was when that game was over, I remember running in the locker room and thinking to myself, I can't wait to call and tell my brother what just happened. You know, it's because we used to talk after every game.
Right.
So,
dude, thank you for sharing that. Cause just to come right in and get right into that. That was a story. That was a story, man. And that was powerful. That was
I'm
powerful.
speechless. Like, no, when your mom said, like, God tripped him. Oh, well, he tripped. Well,
Yeah, like-
your brother came. Like, that's it's like a movie. That's like a movie.
you know, it's wild. You say that
a
because I have a Sirius XM show every day. And one of the things that we talked about a little while back was top basketball movies, right? What's your favorite basketball
I'm already
movie?
thinking, yeah.
And you can sit here and you can think of different movies. You can think of Above the Rim and
Carter.
Hoosiers.
Coach Carter.
And Coach Carter.
Glory Road.
White Man Can't Jump. You can
Man
go
Can't
down
Jump.
a list of different basketball movies.
Glory Road is one I'm thinking.
Glory
Hair
Road.
Bud.
What's the one with Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttles?
Oh, he got game.
game.
He got game. I own that
So you
one.
can think of all of these.
Love that movie.
I'm going to tell you one that's never mentioned. One
Love and
that's never
Basketball.
mentioned. That's my favorite one, by
Okay.
the way. But that's
And you
always
married,
mentioned.
so I know that.
That's always
yeah,
mentioned. I'm going to
yeah.
give you one that's never mentioned.
We listening, baby. What it is?
The Sixth Man.
I never
Exactly.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you.
What's that?
Go ahead and look it up.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead and look it up. So
look
the
it up,
sixth
Jamie.
man is with Kadeem Hardison
Okay.
and Marlon Wayans. They're brothers.
Wayans.
They're brothers. And they play at the University of Washington. Kadeem Hardison's the older brother, and he dies.
I've never seen.
Whoa. So
And he dies.
This. I've never seen this.
And what it talks about is, but it's a comedy
Marlon Wayans.
in essence. It's a comedy because he ends up coming back, and Marlon Wayans is the only one that can see him. You know what I mean? But there are certain parts in that movie, if I were to watch it today at 48 years old, I will bawl. I will bawl because it's so relatable.
It's too real.
The game after Kadeem Hardison dies, there's a moment of silence that they're having at the University of Washington. I remember having that same moment of silence, that game against Eastern Michigan at Bowling Green State University, where he's looking up and he can see Kadeem Hardison walking into heaven. Man, listen.
Damn.
Man, listen.
Yeah, I'm about to say let's stay on that before we get too serious in here. Let's
listen.
No, I feel what you're saying, dude. Because there's certain songs, movie.
No
Yeah,
question.
it'll just make sense. It'll just make sense. I've never seen this movie. We'll watch it though.
Yep.
I've never seen that. I can't believe I
And
haven't.
when
Because I was a
say
big
it,
Wayne's
like
Brothers fan.
the thing about movies, the thing about music, the thing about anything is it touches you because it brings you somewhere. It takes you somewhere.
Right.
Like when you're thinking about music, if you think about if a certain song comes on, it's gonna take you somewhere.
Oh,
Right.
It's gonna take you back to high school, man. I remember when, you know what I mean? It's gonna take
That's
you to
real
college.
nostalgia, though. That's
Huh?
real nostalgia.
It is. It is, man. I remember being in that house party this time.
It really
Like,
does that.
It will always take
I know
you
when this
somewhere.
song came out, where
No
I
question.
was. Yeah.
Where you were. It's relatable.
Yeah.
And that movie, for me, it's not a popular basketball movie, but it is so incredibly
Yeah,
relatable.
because it's also like I don't even know these guys. Why are they think, or how could they possibly be on the same relatable stuff as me? Is kind of what you're thinking when you watch. Like, how could they be this spot on to what's going on in my life?
But this was after everything happened with me
Right.
and my family. And I tell people all the time, that's a piece of my life story.
Man,
Go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, no,
Well,
oh
watch it.
yeah.
You might have put me
Hey, wait,
on.
go
You
back.
might have
Listen,
put me on.
put
You
me
might
a
have put
Rotten
me on.
Tomatoes on. I'm just because Rotten Tomatoes is always disrespectful. Look at them, always. That's how I know it's a good movie.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not like a movie that you're going to watch. It's not like Law Abiding Citizen.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Shawshank Redemption. You know, it's not like one of those movies you're going to watch like, yo.
yeah,
But it's a movie because of how relatable it is that
yeah. But I mean, they be scoring all kinds. I mean, they score like Mike. By the way, that's one I'd slide in there for
Okay.
my like Mike. What a movie!
well, if you're going to throw like Mike in there, you might as well throw Air Bud in there.
Love,
I said
well.
Airbud.
Love.
Run the footage back. I said
Yeah,
Airbud.
you might as well.
Air Bud.
Rebound.
Ain't
with
nobody
Martin
related to
Lawrence.
Air Bud because nobody dog could do that.
Facts. I'm still waiting to see a dog.
Yeah,
do
but
that.
have you ever seen a dude do what Lil Bow Wow did where he threw it off the glass and jumped from
hell
the
no.
3-point
Nah,
line?
nah,
Like,
man.
yeah, it's,
Well,
the shoes, bro.
Wembenyama might do it soon. We
Yeah.
don't, hey,
he's 7'5".
you're right. Bow Wow like 4 foot.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like 4 foot.
But that was when Bow Wow was. I mean, dude, everybody loved Bow.
Oh, for
people
he's
loved
from
it.
Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, really? Yeah, because people like. That's kind of how I felt about the Usher thing. Like people were hating on Usher, like when he got the Super Bowl thing. I was like, man, I remember being in 2003. Everybody was on their phone trying to call into the hotline to say, yeah, Let It Burn is the 9th song on the Call of 9.
Okay.
Let it burn. Let it burn.
Let's be honest. What don't people hate on now?
Right.
I'll wait.
Yeah, if you hear long enough, yeah.
I'll wait. It doesn't make a difference. Like, this is the social media era. You can put on your social media account, I love dogs. You know what the first comment would be? Oh, so you hate cats? You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. I didn't even say, but
Right.
this is the era that we live in. So
Right. Wasn't always like when I first got on social media, it wasn't like that. Now it's like, yeah, it really is like that. Like they'll bring up the cats.
boy, is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I cut it off.
Yeah.
I cut it off. And a lot of times I'll cut it off after games. Win, lose, or draw.
Okay.
Win, lose, or draw.
Oh, because
Like,
I know, yeah, because that fan base, boy, they give you one game.
Win, lose, or
this
draw.
Pelicans fan base, they give you one game.
And I tell you, I tell you the thing that I have grown to do in my 5 games here, I literally love this fan base.
Yeah.
I do, because they
It's
are
so-
so invested, they are so engaged, and they want to win.
Right.
Like it's frustrating because everybody wants the same thing.
Yeah, we just want to win.
Everybody just wants to win. Everybody wants to see this team be successful.
Yeah.
but everybody's journey to success is different.
True.
And that's where it becomes toxic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I think they should do this. Well, I think they should do this.
Yeah,
Well,
you got
I
to
think
get through
they
that
should do this.
time of when you're not successful and what's being talked about.
Right. So it's
It's like the off season for football. I always say I hate the off season for football because that's 6 months to where people get to literally just make up stuff.
but realistically, when aren't people making up stuff?
I don't know. I guess I'm just saying like they just like to like worry about stuff that I don't know. It's like you can't do nothing about the time like we in March or you know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? Like the draft ain't happened. I'm just speaking on this one subject. The draft ain't happened. How how are we gonna say that the Saints are gonna lose again next year? You know, just different examples. How do you know it's March?
Right.
And now I gotta hear you from March to
Well, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Life is
Yeah.
about choices and consequences.
Yeah. That's when I hop on the Xbox. That's my
See,
getaway.
there you go.
Yeah, I just get on Call of Duty. And,
See?
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest with you. One thing I'll say, Xbox, wrestling, sports have
Okay.
all been the things that kept me away from whatever else.
Xbox,
ever go-
wrestling, and sports. Okay.
Wrestling for me, because it's the first thing I ever watched in my life. So first thing I ever
I
watched.
hear you.
First thing I ever watched in my life. I remember where I was. I remember how invested. And it really is something to me because it was before I ever found alcohol, weed. It was when I was the most pure version of myself. I'm just being honest. So when I ever want to feel good, I want to go watch wrestling.
You know what's funny is back when Blockbuster was a thing, my mom, once a month used to take me and my brother to the video store and
Yeah.
allow us to pick up one,
That's how it was.
and I used to always get wrestling.
No doubt.
I would always get wrestling.
Just walking down that lane. There's something about that lane with the wrestling stuff on it, man.
And you never know which one to get. Like, oh,
Yeah.
man, these are some good matches. This is the Iron Sheik versus
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes. You know what I mean? Like you start going back and looking at different, and that was our thing. We used to get wrestling and wow.
Yeah.
Talk about nostalgia.
And it was cool about
about
Blockbuster.
nostalgia.
What was cool about Blockbuster is, man, they made you work for it. And I missed that. Like, it wasn't guaranteed that what you were going there for was going to be there.
Oh, no question.
You could go there, you could walk, you know right where it's at.
I think it's funny to think about that time though, because you'll walk into Blockbuster and see like all the people's faces up there who didn't return tapes, or there was a charge. There was a charge for not rewinding them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
wow, what a time, huh?
It really was.
What a time.
Yeah, like such a weird way to make money on a business. Like, yeah, they don't rewind it all the way back.
They don't rewind it. If you don't rewind that back to the beginning, we're gonna charge you an extra $1.
Right. And
So before we used to take them back, my mom used to always say, "Make sure you rewind
it's
it."
true. That's true. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, no, I was about to be like, it's way past my time, bro. I don't know what y'all talking.
What,
I know-
Blockbuster?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah, they did.
How old are you?
I'm 23. Dang. So it's like,
You're the youngest
yeah,
here.
I'm about to be like, I remember Redbox. We had Red like
Which
Redbox.
was
Redbox
nostalgic.
put Blockbuster out of
I'm about to say, I
business.
remember Redbox.
Right.
It's crazy,
and then,
that little
Netflix,
machine.
That's about it. Like we the streaming age. I'm about to say Blockbuster.
Did you always get the popcorn bucket with the little candy as well? How it
We never
packaged?
got- we never got that.
No.
guess-
That wasn't an option. We got one tape each.
Oh.
That was it.
I got like a video game, 2 movies, popcorn, candy.
I'm gonna hit you like he said Friday. Like, man, you lucky. No, we ain't getting none of that.
That's when I was with my aunts, so she always
See,
spoiled us.
yeah, you always got somebody that's going in Columbus, Ohio, because my mom and my dad, everybody
It's
in my
true.
family's from Denver,
It's
Colorado.
very true, though.
Everybody's from Denver. So when my mom and my dad moved to Columbus, Ohio, and my dad ended up leaving, it was me, my mom, my 2 sisters, and my brother. That was it. So our aunts, uncles, grandparents, everybody lived in Denver, Colorado. So whatever my mom say we got,
Hey.
we ain't never get the extra stuff. We ain't never get
I
the.
always went to my aunts, all veterans. Go to Blockbuster, then go to Paran's, Po' Boys.
Oh,
eat
my
there.
God. This boy.
See, we ain't have poor boys neither.
No,
That wasn't the thing for us.
How'd you say it?
Po' boys.
Okay.
we good. That's pretty much how I say it.
Speaking of food, we got some food here. You
Oh, yeah,
hungry?
we did get.
You like crackling, ribs, brisket?
If you.
Come on, man. I'm from Texas. I mean, I live in Texas.
Oh, so you on crackling?
I don't know what crackling is.
See,
Oh,
I
gotta
don't
try
care if you
it.
try. Look. Shout
I don't know
out.
what crackling is, but when you say brisket and ribs, I tell you what, you would be hard pressed. You'd be hard pressed to find a black man that don't like ribs.
That's a good point.
You'd be very hard pressed.
I
That's a good
will. I
point.
will second that. I'm gonna second that.
That's like you be hard pressed to find a white dude that don't
third
like
that.
Zen.
What is Zen?
This is taking over Caucasian gums everywhere right here. This is big in the white community.
Did you say Caucasian gum?
That's the first
gums,
thing.
gums.
That's
Like
the first thing. Jordan
it's not cigarettes. It's not dip. It's Zen.
The funny thing is, your reaction is the same thing Jordan did when he said, "You want a Zen."
Take your time.
So confused right now.
Yeah, no. You saw it. You saw it.
I saw it. but-
Yeah.
okay. Explain to me what.
And you see how I'm holding a nut? Like you can't even really tell. You can right there, but you can't really tell it's in my mouth.
I know, but what's the purpose of it though?
Pause.
Yeah. I was gonna let that slide. That's the
Younger generation. See, it's the younger generation. I had to learn that.
AD, I be trying to tell him, AD.
I was gonna let that slide right there.
You had to pause it because when we first started, he was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, everything that was coming out of my mouth. He's like, pause. I was like, dude, wait, what's going on?
You gotta
word it differently.
find a different way to articulate that.
But it also makes me think about the rest of my life that I lived. I'm like, how many pauses have not been
millions.
paused?
Probably millions.
A million.
So what's the purpose of Zen? What purpose does it serve?
Nicotine.
Okay, all right.
That's
Say
it.
no more.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Say no more.
That's it. And it's just like without, like when you dip, which I'm not into dipping, but when you dip, it's messy. You know what I'm saying? You ever been around somebody that took a dip? It's a mess, dude. Like, it's just like you're going to smell
spitting,
it.
man. It's spitting.
Yeah, you ain't got to spit. All that's gone. Everything's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, you looking over here like you don't know what Zens are, bro. You know what Zens are.
Hey,
we done Zen at a Pels game.
He's
Yeah.
not a big fan.
Yeah.
Let him try some crackling.
Yeah, no, if there's one thing I'd want you to try before you leave, it'd be the crackling.
Okay, I will. I don't want to do it right now because
No, don't worry
next
about
thing
it.
you know, it's in my teeth, and then
Yeah.
I
No pressure.
definitely will.
The
That's a true
crackling.
professional. You hear that?
Because you're
right?
gonna
100%
you're
I
gonna
will.
eat that crackling and it's gonna catch you by surprise.
What is crackling?
It really is what it sounds like. It really is, and it's pork.
Okay.
Okay. But the crackling, when you take a bite of it, man, it's like a car wreck. It's loud. You're gonna shock yourself taking that first bite. You're gonna be like,
You aren't helping the case here for me to actually try
In a
crackling.
good way, though. In a good way.
but
It's
once
like
you get past that wreck,
Okay, hold on. Now, understand what you just said, Jordan.
Okay.
You just said in a good way, and he said a car wreck.
with your teeth.
Well, I'm gonna
Do
go,
those two things even go together? Is there such thing as a good car wreck?
No.
if you got insurance, and you're not in the wrong. But at the same time, we're more talking about like an explosion. Think about an explosion.
You don't want to say it, but I know what you mean.
Yeah,
You don't want to say it. I know exactly what you're saying.
Thank you.
I don't want to pause you, but yes, I understand what you're saying. I got you.
It'll be an honor. It'll
I
be
got
an
you.
honor. Okay.
I got you.
But no. But look, man, we all over the place. But
No, that's all right.
I'm about to say.
That's how you know it's my production, for sure. When it comes to buying a vehicle, this is the motherfuckers that I want to do business with. This motherfucker is the Bruce Wayne of car dealerships. And if anybody's going to get their hands on a Batmobile, it's Matt. Because he's in the game like that. Type of guy let you borrow his weed eater. You know, you just knock on the door. Or he'd let you take cover in his bunker. If we ever had a zombie apocalypse, buy from a bro, buy from one of us, do your car business with Matt Bowers, the Bruce Wayne of car dealerships.
So you went number 4 in the draft. 97.
Yeah.
You go to the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Yeah.
What is it like going from the middle of Ohio and getting basically shipped out the country? You know, as a what? Were you 21? 21 years old. I know you've never been to Canada at the
Never
time.
been to Canada.
No.
huh?
Exactly. So what is that mindset like, man? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I didn't know.
I know, yeah.
You know, like mid-major school, you don't do a whole lot of traveling.
Right.
You know, my senior year, we flew to Puerto Rico for a tournament.
That's lit.
We flew to Nebraska, played Teron Lou and Mikey Moore and those guys. But we didn't do like a whole lot of flying.
Right.
You know, like some of these schools, you see them flying cross country and they got jets. And I'm like, no, that's not how it worked for us.
Yeah.
We took a lot of buses. So the draft in 97 was in Charlotte
Okay.
and not New York. It was in Charlotte. And what you do as soon as you get drafted, you go and you do your media obligations. So they give you a hat, you know, you walk on stage, you shake David Stern's hands.
Stern.
And he tell, you know, Antonio, welcome to the NBA family and all this stuff. And then you start going behind the scenes and it's like, you go here, you do media. You go here, you do media. You go here, you do media. You talk to Brian Hill, who was the Vancouver Grizzlies coach, Stu Jackson, who was the general manager, all this different kind of stuff. Next morning, you fly to
Vancouver. Which I don't
to
even
do
know how you
media.
get there, yeah.
And that is a flight. You know where Vancouver is?
It's like British Columbia. Yeah.
But it's up past Seattle and Portland. So it's all the way up in the corner.
Okay.
You know where Charlotte is?
Down south, baby.
Right. So I'm going to tell you the craziest thing, right? This is how I should have known it was going to be a bad experience for me in Vancouver.
Listening.
This is how I should have known. So they pick me up from the airport because you have to go do your physical. You leave your physical and then you go do your media obligations. Our trainer picks me up from the airport. Walk out, I get in this car. We are on our way to the hospital. We're driving. There's a bus that's parked right here to our right. A guy on a bike comes out from the bus. Bam! Laid him out. I'm talking about laid him out. We hit him. He flips on the hood. His head cracks our windshield. And his money, change and stuff is all over the hood of the car.
This is your first drive?
This is the first hour in Vancouver.
My goodness.
It is the craziest thing. So I called my mom. I said, Mom, the dude is behind us. He's behind us on the ground. His bike is up here. It's a wild scene. So I'm like, Mom, we just got to Vancouver, and I think we killed a guy. On our way to the hospital to get my physical. I think we literally just killed a dude.
Is everybody high out there?
Where?
Or were they at that time? Like, I feel like Vancouver's like big on pot, huh?
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't know.
I didn't know if
but
like your driver was stoned or something. I don't know.
No, not our trainer. No, it was our trainer.
Oh, I got you. My bad.
No, it wasn't.
My bad.
Again,
the trainer was driving.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the trainer picks you up and takes you.
Okay, my
Again,
bad.
this is prior to Uber and Lyft. This is 1997.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is 27 years
Britney
ago.
Spears about to just have her run.
Right.
Right.
So we're driving and dude dashes from behind a city bus. This is how my experience started in Vancouver.
So where do you, I mean, it can't get worse than that. It has to only go up from there.
When I look at it, so I'm looking at it 20-something years later, and I'm thinking, okay, because I was 97, so I was 5. So I'm thinking, what happened to where AD was the 4th pick overall, went to Vancouver, then got traded. Was it a trade? Traded the next year. Then, dig deeper.
Talk about it.
They go and draft Mike Bibby,
Talk about it.
and he gets traded.
Right.
So what was going on?
So all I can speak on is my experience there. This is an expansion franchise. When they drafted me, it was their 3rd year in existence.
Okay.
So they drafted Big Country. They drafted
What a legend, by the way.
Ryan
By the
Reed.
way,
Love Country.
I
Love
remember
Country.
Big Country.
They drafted Country. They drafted Reef, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, and they
Okay.
drafted me.
From LSU?
Well, no, Sharif do
No, Sharif Abdul-Rahim.
Isn't he
I'm
coaching?
thinking of, yeah.
No, he's with the G League.
Okay.
He's with the G League.
Okay.
And you know what's wild is whether it's on my SiriusXM show or whether I'm talking to fans via social media or whatever it may be, I'm not giving my opinion a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about something that I actually experienced.
Right.
So when I talk about, and there's a difference between an excuse and reality. When I talk about the fact that guys don't have it all figured out because they get drafted and they get money and they get fame, I'm not talking like giving my opinion.
Got you.
Look, I went through 4 years of college. Got to Vancouver, and I'm eating McDonald's for pregame meal. You know what I mean?
And you were how old? 20?
21.
Yeah.
21. So when you have guys in this league that are one and done, and they're 1 year removed from prom, and you think because you give them a lot of money that they're going to have it all figured out? Right. I went through 4 years of college. Ups and downs, winning MAC Freshman of the Year, winning MAC Player of the Year, all these different kind of things going forth in the draft, and I still didn't have it figured out. And I went to Vancouver without it figured out. I didn't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's one thing to have a motivation and a dream and to really work ethic to accomplish your dream. But then once you accomplish your dream, what are you doing from there?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was like, once I got drafted, and I can say this, I kind of took my foot off the gas. I took it like, oh, shoot, I'm here.
Right.
I made it. I'm driving around Vancouver. My face is on all the buses, on billboards,
Fourth
all
pick.
this stuff. Fourth pick in the draft. Like, I did it.
Right. So and that makes so much sense on why you talk the way you talk about Zion.
Right.
Because
And again,
it's relatable.
I'm not
It's relatable.
Right. I'm not talking about I'm not. And again, Zion is a much bigger talent than I ever was. I'm not relating myself to him as a player. I'm relating myself to him as a man, as a young man who stepped into a new situation that doesn't have it all figured out.
Yeah.
That's all. And this culture thinks, okay, well, you got money, you got fame, you need to have it all figured out.
Well, they look at, they'll look at, oh, well, you got paid whatever many $1 million, and they'll look at the number, and as if it goes high, it means that you have even more reason to figure it out. They look at it like that, but they don't look at, man, when I was 21 years old, you didn't want to see me.
So I was going to ask, so
You didn't want to see me.
right now, think of who you are right now at 23. If you go 7 years from now when you're 30 years old and you look back at yourself on 23, you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Shit, I look that way when I see stuff when I'm 18. I'll be
Right.
like, damn.
Because you know
you
what?
don't know nothing.
You're going to make mistakes along the way. That's a part of growth. That's a part of maturity.
Yeah.
But because of the culture we live in, it's almost like you're not awarded and graced with that same opportunity to grow because of the money, because of the fame, because of everything that comes along with it.
But they love to be there at the end. All these people that down on it, they love to be at the end when it's like, oh, well, he got through this, this, and that. And they love to applaud it.
You know how often I used to hear while I was playing, man, I knew you was going to make it.
Yeah.
And I will say even now, you remember the negative comments more than you remember the positive.
No
you
doubt.
remember those that don't believe in you more than those that do.
Right.
Always. I can remember some of the things that were said about me by my own classmates.
Right.
But now when it's the 5-year reunion, you know what I mean, from high school, or the 10-year reunion, and I'm going back now as an NBA basketball player, now the approach is different.
Of course.
Oh man, I knew.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
When my freshman year in high school, I was 5'2", 115 pounds.
Damn.
My freshman year in high school, my flat top was on point though.
Oh, yeah.
My flat top was, man, listen.
Yeah.
Listen, my flat top, man, listen.
Wait, AD, you said 5'2"?
I'm about to
5'2".
say he said 5'2", but his brother was 6'11".
Yeah, but he grew throughout high
Okay.
school too.
Is that how?
You a late bloomer then?
Yes.
Okay.
But is this how all growth spurts naturally happen? Like, what I mean by that is, like, is it always such a, like, how tall are you now?
6'3".
Okay,
6'4".
is it always so big like that?
I don't know.
At such a short time? Larry Nance said the same
Larry
thing.
Nance.
And that's the thing. All I can speak on is my experience.
Okay.
I watched what my brother went through when he went to St. Francis de Sales. At the time, when he got there, he was 6'2". He left at 6'10", 6'11". I went to St. Francis de Sales at 5'2". I left at 6'3", 6'4".
Was anybody tall in your family?
Yeah.
So all right, remember, because Larry said he kind of knew in the back of his head, he was like, well, dude, these dudes that are in my family, like, they,
Yeah, his dad's
Larry Nance
Sr.
Sr.
Right.
So he was like, I kind of was expecting it, but still, it's got to be crazy to grow that much.
Right. My dad is 6'5", 6'6".
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My
Okay,
mom
yeah.
is 5'9". My sisters are 5'10". You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So Eddie, I have this. It's on topic though. I have this like weird conspiracy that taller people come from a taller mother. Like if their mother's taller,
5'9".
yeah, 5'9" is tall. It's pretty tall for a woman. Like your dad. It kind of just like I don't know. I just feel like usually like with NBA players and stuff like that, they have a tall mom. Like when they come out in the draft and they walk with their parents, like their moms are usually pretty tall. Like if they're like to their shoulder or something, these dudes are 6'5", 6'6".
Right.
And their moms come up to that.
But it's very. I get your conspiracy theory, but the question is, have you ever seen a tall NBA player that didn't have a tall NBA father?
Damn.
I'm
Well,
I'm asking, is there? I'm just asking.
I don't think
What?
there is. I don't think there is.
That's what I'm asking. I can't think of a dude that's like 6'7" and his dad is like 6'2".
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not
And his mom's
Yeah.
5'3".
right,
Yeah,
right.
you know,
Or the dad is 6'2" and the mom is 6'4".
Right.
So I don't know.
It's got to be over 5'9". I think both parties have to be 5'9" or higher.
I think so. I think the mother comes into play, man. That's just my little.
No. I definitely think the mother comes into play.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not 100% on the dad. No,
Yeah.
definitely. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So, all right, I guess we can move past the Vancouver thing. I just was just so like, man, I just could not get over like their history at that time of what the moves they were making.
Okay, I'll give you another story about Vancouver.
Thank you.
So Tim Duncan,
Yeah. First pick in your draft.
right, first pick in the draft. We became really good friends in the summer before the draft. right?
Okay.
Because you have the rookie transition program, all these kind of things. So the first time we met was the rookie transition program, which was in Chicago. Because we were both slated lottery picks at that time, you're not working out. You know, you have other guys that go there to play.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't working out. So you go in, you do the little stuff. You do your wingspan, the cone drill, like really, really little stuff. You know, the bench press drill, your vertical, but you're not playing.
Yeah.
So we were roommates. I don't know if it was alphabetical, Daniels, Duncan, whatever it may be. And everybody knew who Tim was. He was going to be the first pick in the draft. He would have been the first pick in the draft if he'd have left the year before.
He went to Wake Forest?
Yep.
Yeah.
He'd have been the first pick in the draft if he left the year before. And I walked into the room and he wasn't in there. And then he walked in and then I was like, oh, shoot. And he didn't know who I was.
Okay.
Again, in college, I didn't play one national TV game. Never played on national TV, coming from a mid-major school. So he had no idea who I was. But then once we start talking, he had seen highlights and, you know, oh, okay, you the dude that be dunking with one hand all the time. That's what he said. So we became really good friends. We go through our entire rookie year, right? Go through our entire rookie year, kind of keep in touch, talk, so on and so forth. Summertime, I'm leaving Vancouver after the year is over. I did a camp in Vancouver. I'm leaving Vancouver. I'm flying home to Columbus, Ohio, to my mom's house. I get home, walked in the door. About an hour later, the phone rings, and it's Tim.
It's the house phone.
Yeah. I'm like, what's up, man? It's like, hey, I heard you coming to San Antonio to play with me. Like, what? Yeah, I heard we're going to trade for you. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of news for me.
Yeah.
You know, next thing I know, I'm traded. I called my agent, and I'm like, you couldn't tell me this? Oh, man, I was just about to call you.
Yeah.
I found out I was traded to San Antonio from Tim before my representation.
So was it announced yet, or he just knew kind of?
He knew.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if he knew, my agent knew.
Right.
But he's the one who called me and told me.
Right.
You got Tim Duncan breaking news. What the,
Right.
Yeah.
And again, this is prior to social media, prior
Right.
to all that stuff. So after that, I had to
And
change.
just to think, like, because you know Tim Duncan as the quiet guy, you know he was the one breaking the news.
He's quiet publicly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
He's quiet publicly.
Okay.
Like,
Well, no, I'm just telling. I mean, looking on.
privately, he's
Man, I never went to more games than I went to the Spurs versus the Hornets. I never saw a team play more than I watched the Spurs play. Somebody ever had tickets for me, it was a Spurs game. And I'm telling you, man, Tim Duncan used to light us up, dude. Like, it was just the same
used to
old.
light everybody up,
It was
man.
the
Yeah,
same
Tim
old
Duncan,
right
yeah.
off the glass. I mean, it was just money every time. That's when we had PJ Brown, Jamal McGlure. Who we had?
David Wesley here?
Mashburn.
D West,
Mashburn, who I loved Mashburn. Mashburn had a great fadeaway.
Barron.
Barron.
Aaron Davis.
Yep.
And we loved Barron too. He just didn't work out, I guess. He went to Golden State and went off. I'll never forget that one dunk he had.
And on Karolinko.
So AD, you know, you get traded to San Antonio. You know, now you're dealing with Hall of Fame and well, you're not Hall of Famers yet. Well, David Robinson was on the team still. So you got the Admiral, Tim Duncan, you know, Coach Popovich.
Go
So-
down the list. Sean
it's a-
Elliott, Avery Johnson, Steve Kerr,
Avery Johnson.
Terry Porter,
Avery Johnson, Southern University alum. Shout out
Yep.
Avery
Yeah, let's
Johnson.
go.
Mario Ellie, Danny Ferry,
Danny Ferry.
Malik Rose. So I tell you, it's crazy how God works because at that time, really,
Jaren Jackson, that's the dad
yeah,
of.
JJ.
That's the dad dude from the
Jaren Jackson.
Grizzlies?
Yeah.
That
Yep.
kid is a dog.
Yeah.
For the Grizzlies?
Yep.
Oh my
At that,
God.
like it's to go from a team where I believe we were 19-63 my rookie year.
We're talking about Vancouver?
Vancouver. I believe we were 19-63.
It was
Y'all were
not
bad.
good. It was not
Yeah, y'all
good.
were
That's
bad.
an
Yeah.
understatement.
Yeah,
we were really bad.
It was not good.
To go from that team to the best team in the league a year later.
Right. Were
And
they the best, like were they one of the best teams at that time?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny how
When you came in.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's funny how that year went as a whole, because we got up to a really, really rough start. And the expectation was high. The expectation was crazy high. And I remember it was almost like, remember when LeBron went to Miami.
Yeah.
And they went through like a 16, 17 game stretch.
Yes. Where they looked bad.
It was like bad. Well, not bad, but it's like, it wasn't, so they were like
The
9
chemistry
and 7.
wasn't
Compared
right.
to
The
what
chemistry
we were-
wasn't right.
Yeah.
The chemistry wasn't right. So when we started off, it was a point where, I don't remember what, we were like a game or two over 500. We pull into Houston, and I remember we had a team meeting. And I think this is wild because at this time, to think about how much this would have changed the course of history. So at this time, you didn't have as many coaches as they do now. You didn't have a performance team, right? You had a couple trainers. You had 3 assistant coaches. You had a head coach. Coaches got off. Everybody got off. We had a team meeting at that time. The gist of the team meeting was, if we don't win this game, Pop will probably be fired.
Oh my God.
Pop will probably be fired. Avery Johnson led the meeting. And it's like, fellas, we got to figure some things out because it was in Houston. If we lose this game, we're probably going to have a different head coach. And the crazy thing to think is, if we would have lost that game, how much that would have changed the course of NBA history. Because now we're talking about Greg Popovich being fired at 9-7, where we were not a 5 championship all-time great coach.
Right.
So after that, we ended up running off, I don't know, 15-16, 14-15. Something like that, and then going to the postseason and then losing only 2 games in the postseason.
Right.
Once to Minnesota in the first round, once to the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
The Knicks at that time had not Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, he was
hurt,
there?
though.
Oh,
He was
okay.
hurt. Larry Johnson.
Latrell
Sprewell. Allen
Allen
Houston.
Houston.
Marcus Camby.
Yeah.
Chris Childs.
Okay.
Charlie Ward. Yep.
So what's your thoughts on like how Pop's doing right now? You think he's about to build another dynasty thing?
I think that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, San Antonio's home for me in the offseason. And I'm always having these conversations with Spurs fans because they're so accustomed to success. And it's hard to go through a rebuild because they're used to retooling.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a drastic it's a drastic difference between rebuilding and retooling.
You got to see things that are under what you used to seeing.
Right. So it's like, okay, we didn't win this year, but now we brought in DeMar DeRozan or we brought in LaMarcus Aldridge. So we're still going to stay relevant.
Yeah.
It's different when you have somebody that walks out that door with ERA after their name, an era, things change.
So do you still stay in touch every now and then with Pop or what?
Yeah. So anytime we played him, like the last time we played him, after his pregame presser, I sat down and when everybody left, and I sat down and talked to him for about 15, 20 minutes. And I hear all the time it's time for him to go. I hear it all the time. He can't relate to these players.
How old is Pop?
I have no idea.
In his 70s?
He's in his 70s. Would you say he had maybe last season or like coming soon, like where he had moments where he would get fired or he'd just never get fired?
I don't
I don't think they'd ever do that.
Would you say it's more kind of like, I'm trying to give an example. Some like where they both just mutually like, all right, it's just time to just end it.
But the thing is, if Pop did, he's earned the right to walk away.
Yeah.
He's earned the right to walk away when he wants to walk away.
Oh, he's done more than enough.
Right. So it's like when he decides that he's done, he's earned that right. You know, and who knows when that. The thing is, the thing that people don't understand about Pop, San Antonio, and the Victor Wembanyama situation is Pop's never coached anybody like Wemby.
No, he's
Tim's
he's
not like
a different
Wemby.
breed.
Right. Like
He's
like,
a different breed.
Totally. David is not like Wemby.
Yeah.
And Wemby's not stepping into the same situation that Tim's
These
stepping
were
into.
traditional basketball players. The bat, like.
Right. Tim's the best power forward ever.
Yes.
But Tim was not 7'3" with a skill set like Victor Wembanyama.
Right.
So this is a learning experience for Pop too. And again, because of your success, because of the money, because of the cachet, because of the contract, everybody expects you to have it all figured out.
Yeah. And they've also just ran out of nice things to say. They've said it for 20 years. So now everybody's going to say, that's just how it is. They're going to say negative things. They're going to wonder when it's his time and all that stuff because he's done all the best things.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Except to continue to win championships. Because you've raised the bar
Yeah.
so high. You have raised the bar so high as an organization. Anything less than, you see Golden State going through it right now.
Yeah.
Give me a dynasty that has come down gracefully. Give me a dynasty that did not come crashing down.
Right.
I think Miami kind of stayed relevant.
Who's
Oh,
Miami?
after LeBron.
That was no
But that's not a
That's
dynasty,
not a
though.
dynasty.
Wasn't
The
a
Warriors a
dynasty.
dynasty.
They carried
No.
from 06. They kind of took a break.
It was a
and-
run. It was a run.
It was okay.
The Warriors is dynasty.
Yeah,
San Antonio
Warriors,
Spurs
the
is a
Spurs,
dynasty.
the Bulls.
Right. Those
and
are
the
dynasties.
Lakers, yeah.
And those three that you just named.
Yeah.
think about how they've ended.
The Lakers,
Right.
like with Kobe.
Think about how it
that
ended.
Yeah.
Right? They went to the lottery.
Yeah.
Think
Oh,
about
yeah.
Kobe's last year.
Kobe was
He wanted
pissed at
to
all
leave.
of them.
Right. Dynasties don't gracefully just bow out. Like,
Right.
hey, we had a great run. Let's all just walk out. No, they come crashing down.
Right.
Because you've raised the standard
Look
so
at the
high
Patriots.
that you can't sustain it.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Patriots. You can't sustain it.
Can't.
Like, who would have thought? Like, Bill Belichick is gone. Tom Brady's gone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hell broke loose in New England.
Yeah. Cam Newton came and played. I mean, dude, they did everything in those 2 years of just a franchise that was it was on the decline. It's crazy, bro. I mean, dude, like when I think about it, like the Spurs, they're one of them. Golden State, and then who would be the other one?
The Lakers.
The Lake. Well,
The Bulls, too.
the Lakers in the early.
the
the
2000
Bulls.
Lakers, like Kobe, Shaq Lakers.
Yeah, that era.
Yeah.
Who else? That's pretty much it.
Celtics, like the old.
You can't say the Celtics ran the old one, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't even remember that, though.
No, right.
I would like you when you talk about like Bill Russell and
Oh,
like
yeah.
Well, you grew up in the 80s, but you were a kid. So what teams were hot in the 80s?
oh, it was basically the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Pistons.
And the Pistons.
Isaiah Thomas was my favorite player.
Man,
growing
dude, the
up.
Pistons were
Yeah,
fun.
but the games probably wasn't accessible on TV, right? Like
They were, but not like they are now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you would get a game.
Okay.
You would get a game on whatever it was, CBS or NBC or whatever it may be.
Okay.
That was it.
Is it true people were slapping their TVs and stuff whenever they weren't working right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
You ever had
Isn't
an
that
Atari?
crazy? Huh?
You ever had an Atari?
I did not. I was Super Nintendo's when I was born.
Okay, so you had Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
When your cartridge didn't work, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
We talk about it all the time. Like even when they went to disc for PlayStation, I used to go take my disc.
Oh yeah, wipe it off, baby.
Everybody
That's
had
what I
this.
say. Get an alcohol wipe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Everybody, you ready for mine?
I'll see if you want to
You
say what
ain't
I'm
you
saying.
ain't there without.
Mine's
I
crazy,
flushed mine
too.
down the toilet. So I go put it in there. I know. I already expected all this. I'd put it in as a Chalmette, just a St. Bernard Parish thing. You'd put it right there where the little bowl is, where you pee in, and you'd make sure it was sitting face down. Flush the toilet. Go put that thing in there after. Work like it.
Everybody had their own
Everybody
thing.
had a
I
thing.
use toothpaste. I put toothpaste
I heard that.
on
I've
it.
heard that.
Everybody
I
had
did
their own
that too,
thing.
yeah.
So what
Yeah,
I used to
fill in
do
the
with
toothpaste.
Fill in the
Atari and
cracks.
Nintendo
Yeah.
is I used to dip a Q-tip in a alcohol.
Okay.
And then, it had the little thing, and I used to just wipe it out.
Scientifically, that makes sense. So you were really smart for doing
Or
that.
you would put your Super Nintendo thing in and put another cartridge on top of it to keep it down a little bit lower. Like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, look, man. So you talked about how you got drafted. You was on top of the mountain. You took the foot off the gas. You get traded next year and you win the championship. How there's not that much difference in a year where you're just a totally different person. Like how you didn't crash and burn again.
Because when I went to San Antonio, I learned how to be a professional.
Okay.
Because, one thing I learned in life, you will become what you surround yourself with. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Like as a father, as a husband, if I surround myself with other husbands that love their wives, I will love my wife. If I surround myself with dudes that are out running and doing the wrong thing, like
That's who I'm gonna hear from.
right, we are all chameleons.
Yeah.
In our own right. When I went to San Antonio is when I learned how to be a professional. Again, being around Avery and David and Tim and Sean Elliott, Steve Kerr, Terry Porter, Jerome Kersey, Danny Ferry, Felton Spencer, all of these different guys, Malik Rose, like I learned how to be a professional. I learned what it meant to play in a winning culture.
Yeah.
That's the thing in Vancouver. Like that was 3 years in. They didn't know how to win.
Right.
There wasn't.
Who was the coach at the time for Vancouver?
Brian Hill, who coached Shaq and Penny. And,
L.A., huh?
Right.
Oh, no.
No. Coach Shaq
I'm thinking
and Penny
Brian
and those
Shaw.
guys
My
in
bad.
Orlando.
My bad. Okay.
Coach the white-haired guy to coach those guys
I'd
in
have
Orlando.
to see him. I don't know if I remember him.
So that's, for me, that's where I kind of, and then different stops along the way, I learned certain things. When I went back to Seattle and I got a chance
was
to
the
play
next one,
with
yeah.
Ray Allen, I know what work ethic looks like, but when I saw Ray Allen work,
How many
there's
shots? How
certain
many shots
things
of
that
practice?
you see. There's certain things you see. Watching Kevin Garnett warm up before games.
Probably crazy, man. He's sweating full sweat. Monster.
I'm like, man, I'm not warming up hard enough. Like I'm not doing this right. Because you see him, he's in the national anthem. He's sitting there swaying back and forth, and he's sweating
Dripping.
like crazy. And I'm
Yeah. You trying to get sweat off of him.
Like,
Yeah.
What do I need to do? And so it's like it's things that you learn along the way. When I went to Seattle and I played with Ray used to always get there 3, sometimes 4 hours before the game.
And just
So he could shoot with nobody else in the arena, just the ball boys. So I start going with him. He would go on one end, I would go on the other end. And it's funny what you learn. When I went to Washington, played with Gilbert Arenas. You know how many times Gilbert Arenas got off the plane and went to the gym? You know how many times when the game was over, he didn't shoot the ball well, our practice facility was in the arena, he would leave as everybody leaves and they go eat, he would go to the...
that was the making of hibachi.
Yes. Ray Allen, that shot that he hit against the San Antonio Spurs, you wouldn't believe how many times I've seen him practice
Oh,
that
you
shot.
talking about when he played for the Heat?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That-
What I've always heard people say was, like, how did he know where the three-point line was? Because if you look, he's not looking down.
Right.
He's not looking down at that line. Like,
You're
because
an
he's
inch away
done
from out
that.
of bounds. They say you're an inch away from out of bounds.
But he's done it so many times, and I've seen him do it so many times. Like, invisible work will always become visible.
Steph Curry does it all
Always.
the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what professionals are great at is making everybody think they can do it. So they make things look a lot easier than what it is.
Right.
The way Steph Curry shoots from the logo, you know, I hear people say it all the time. Oh man, he might be the greatest shooter, but until you go out there and see how far the logo is, that changes things.
Yeah.
It is. It is a long shot to see what these guys do. And professionals are so good at making everybody feel like I can do what they do
Right.
until you got to do it.
Right.
I used to work at Vivid, and we would go to the Vivid Center
What is Vivid?
we're in Utah.
Oh, okay.
The Vivid Center, Utah, Vivid's alarm systems. So we had like every year go there, and we had like a basketball tournament there. We'd have, and I shot on the NBA 3-point line. I don't shoot on NBA 3-point lines much, and I'm like, damn, this shit's far. So I can only imagine the logo, like
You know what I'd love to pay attention to? I tell you what I love to pay attention. I tweeted about it. No, I didn't tweet about it. I said it on the air earlier this year. At every arena that we go to,
Yeah. They do a half. Yeah, I know.
not half
I
court.
already know where you're going
no,
with
they
this.
do the layup, free
They get the
throw,
most unathletic
three-pointer,
people
and
to
then
do it.
half court.
And for some reason,
I'm about to change that.
they find the one
coming.
dude in the gym.
I'm coming.
It's always the unathletic dude.
But the thing is, it's not even about the athleticism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's not like you out there dunking and, you know.
It don't look like he shot before.
Right. Right. The one dude. But this is the dude
Yeah.
that is going to sit in the stands and say, hey, you know what, Daniels, you suck. Like,
Right. Yeah. That's him.
You know, right.
That's him. Yeah.
I watched a dude with the Lakers, which this is not funny, but I was at home watching League Pass, and I don't know if y'all remember this. He shot a half-court shot and tore his Achilles.
Okay, now.
Oh yeah, I did see that. They was
Wait,
making
was that
fun of him on
recent?
Twitter.
I don't
Yes.
remember that.
Oh, this
okay.
happened. This happened like late 2023.
No. This was this year.
Oh, this year 24?
Yeah.
So it was
Oh,
early.
maybe late
I think it was
2023. You might be right. Yes,
it was
you're
like
probably
this
right.
season. That's what I was saying. It was this season.
Yep, you're right.
But I
You're
think
right,
it was
Jordan.
late 23, and like he had like a black Kobe jersey on.
Shot
and he
from
went
half
out there
court.
and tore his
He
Achilles.
tore his Achilles?
Yes.
He tore his
Yes.
Achilles on the way to taking the shot.
Hey, I'm gonna find you the clip, and we're gonna edit that in here, right?
He been playing a lot of 2K. Probably first time he got off the couch in a while. You get off.
But think, even if it's your first time getting off the couch in a while, just to shoot like
Yeah.
it was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild.
There's that one story about that guy. I forget. It was a Bulls game, I feel like, and he hit the shot. And he's saying
Yeah,
to this
that's
day,
a long time ago.
He's saying to this day they ain't paid him.
Yeah. But I thought the Chicago Bulls, I actually thought the story is
$250,000 or something.
But the story is that I've heard is that the Chicago Bulls players, because
they took care of him.
Because the thing was, they said that he wasn't eligible because he had played junior college basketball.
Oh,
So like when you take that shot, see,
Got it
here
right
is.
here.
stop it.
So he had a black shirt.
Not big boy right here, huh?
Yeah, with the jorts. With
Oh
the jorts,
man, yeah,
yes,
that's a
and
lot
the
of weight
jorts.
on that Achilles.
But they're like, look at what he's doing. Like he's not even.
Okay. Well, I don't like the jean shorts. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
the
honest.
jorts is a red
Tore it
flag.
right there.
Oh. Okay, there's a lot of steps involved in this. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's wild.
Run that back.
In the jorts.
Yeah, the jorts was the problem. You're cutting off the circulation.
He can't breathe.
It's the Achilles. The Achilles.
You see that step?
Oh, with the hopping.
But that's he hopping because he ain't got a choice.
So how do you explain that?
So he must have toured early then. I didn't.
That first step off the launch.
How do you explain that at work, man? Like, I tore my Achilles at the Lakers.
Look at him now.
And I'm gonna tell you the wild thing.
Look at him now. Let's go.
Look, I'm gonna tell you the wild thing.
Oh no, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
You can be as cool as you want to. You ain't playing this off.
Oh no.
You were so funny.
You cannot. You can be as cool as you want to. Like, we can find a way to cool up anything.
This guy looks cool.
Oh boy, you know what, man, that hurt.
That's
you
real
get up and
pain
you walk
right
it
there.
off. You ain't cooling this though.
No.
You are not cooling this.
Oh, you can't, man. Look, he know this.
That's an Achilles,
20,000 people watching him right now.
No question.
You can't play it. That's
I mean,
real
Jack
pain.
Nicholson is like somewhere around
But the
there.
thing is, watch. Look, when he gets up off the floor, right here. Look at his first couple steps.
He thought.
Look.
Oh man,
Like,
that's
you ain't playing this off.
Yeah, because the Achilles is that's.
He's
the
trying
worst.
hard though. He's trying to play it off. He's trying.
He trying.
He trying.
But and you know what this does though?
Like he's
This-
like, come on, get off the court.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he patting him on the back too. Like, all right, brother, we gotta go, man. We gotta go. We gotta warm up. But what's wild though is look at how hard of a time he's even
it's
having
bad.
moved.
Yeah,
To think of Kobe Bryant coming back out
unbelievable.
there, walking to the bench, walking back out, and then knocking down 2 free throws, and then walking back because he thought he was coming back in the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm guessing I've never had it, but one of them injuries where you mentally you think you can get up but it's just
Man, look,
it ain't happening.
That's my biggest.
You got to
fear
hear
in playing
Kevin
now.
Durant talk about when he tore his against the Raptors in the finals. He thought his career was done. Like the second it popped and he was laying there and it was cheering that he was hurt. He was like he thought it was over with. Like he just came out with an interview a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear, even playing now, because I still play a good amount now.
Oh, yeah?
That is my biggest. that
Do you
is
run
my
with the
biggest
Pels?
fear. I did last year.
Oh, like you were running with him,
Like they have like a stay fit league where they kind of get up and down a little bit, and I did last year.
okay.
Well, we got a question for that and for the Twitter questions. We got to.
Dude, tons of Twitter questions. I want to get to the last few teams you played for because I'm interested in the 02-03 Trailblazers team. Just because, man, you had. I think you want to talk about a legendary team.
That's the most talented team I played on.
I think that this team is as legendary, and I might be trolling, I might not be. I think it's as legendary as the Spurs team you played on. I'm sorry, but Damon
They were legendary in a completely different way, though.
Yes, Damon Stoudemire, Rasheed Wallace, Bonzi Wells. I love saying
I
that
played
name.
because I played against Bonzi in college because he was in the MAC too.
Oh, okay.
So we went to Ball State. Wally Zerbiak, those guys, they were all in the MAC
Wally
with Derek Down.
Zerbiak.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, when I said I was telling him
Arvydas Sabonis, Scottie Pippen.
Sabonis' dad, Scotty was on that team.
Yep, Scottie Pippen, Dale Davis.
Dale Davis.
Man, what's it like playing with a young Rasheed Wallace?
Listen,
What's it like just being around
Facts
him?
on the Trailblazers.
Listen, man. Sheed is
He ain't did no interviews or nothing.
he is so incredibly talented.
Yeah, he was great.
He's the second most talented player I played with.
Tim would be one.
No. Gilbert Arenas will be one.
Ooh, Hibachi.
Not the best,
Oh, but the most
the
talented.
most talented.
Okay.
Gilbert Arenas is by far the most talented player I played with.
Wow.
And you played right in that era of Hibachi. It was like those, 3 years that he was just.
Hibachi. He was Hibachi. Yeah, your name's
Incredible.
Hibachi.
Incredible.
Wait, was Jordan on any of those teams?
No,
Okay, right. What year was.
he was gone.
Okay. That was
He was
03 or something that he played with them? The
I
Wizards?
don't know when he was. I'm not sure when he was there. I don't know.
Okay.
We don't really. When you think about the Michael Jordan and his legacy, you don't.
You don't, yeah. I know.
You don't really count the Washington Wizards
Right.
days.
Right.
It was 03 because the second LeBron got in the league.
Well, because they drafted
He-
your boy, Kwame
Repel-
Brown.
Kwame
Oh
Brown.
yeah.
And that was,
Yeah.
wasn't that Jordan's guy?
Jordan was the GM or the owner or something like that
Yeah,
at the time.
something.
Yeah,
Some
Jordan
sort
was
of
either
shot
that
caller.
or Jordan.
like a player, like
Or
an
it was
owner
the
player.
opposite.
Yeah, like a
and
Pete
Jordan-
Rose type.
Or it was the opposite, and Jordan was really hard on Kwame.
He was.
He
It one
was.
of the
He
two.
was.
He was.
Okay, yeah. But no, I'm looking at this roster right now. Like Damon Stoudemire, to me at that time, like that was a really well-known point guard.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah.
He's rookie of the year in Toronto. Mighty Mouse.
Yeah. Zach Randolph.
Ooh.
That was his rookie year.
And he hadn't even preheated the oven yet. Like,
Right.
I mean, because him in Memphis was crazy. Ruben Patterson, dude, these names are crazy.
The self-proclaimed Kobe stopper.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's that guy? That's him?
Yep. that's
So I guess what is some memories from playing with
I
Portland?
can't even.
Like
I'll tell you this. I have more stories from this one year than my other 12 years combined.
that's what I figured.
That's all we need to know right there. Then.
That's what I figured.
From this one year, I have more stories than all
02-03,
12
baby,
years.
Trailblazers.
All 12 years combined. outside of that year.
Right.
That was a wild year.
I bet it was, bro.
But I'm gonna tell you the misconception about the NBA.
But weed was frowned upon at that time and stuff. And I know a lot of them get caught smoking weed and stuff. And weed was really frowned upon.
Right.
Really,
But
they were
I'm
just
not
really,
even-
really, they were living a life pretty much like us.
I'm not even talking about like that. I'm talking about like the perception of certain players. So if I tell you a player and immediately tell me your thought, right? What's the first thing that comes to your mind outside of basketball? Gilbert Arenas.
Guns.
Right. Okay. Steven Jackson.
Guns again.
Fight the
Fight
Detroit
Malice
fight.
and Powers.
Yeah.
Rasheed Wallace.
See, I like Rasheed.
The ball don't lie.
Okay.
Technical fouls.
All right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Tax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
Okay.
that's what I
Technical
think
fouls,
about-
right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you the wild thing. Those are three of the best teammates I've ever had.
Or they'll ride for you.
The guys that are known as the
Like,
crazy ones,
Yeah.
so to speak, are some of the best teammates you can possibly have. Like that's the one of the big misconceptions about it. Like Jack was an awesome teammate. Gil, our lockers were next to each other. Great teammate.
Right.
Great teammate. Sheed, wild in the most hilarious way. Gilbert, and wild in the most hilarious way. Like just with the sense of humor of everything.
Right.
Keeping everything light. And like the biggest misconception is those dudes that are known to be quote unquote crazy are bad dudes. And they're not.
I mean, you know, Kwame was trying to put that cancer like logo on Gilbert. Like he said he was a cancerous in the locker room.
And the
all
thing
that.
is, I don't, all I can reference,
It was when
is
It's your experience.
Yeah, was
and
your
that's all I
experience.
will do. Like I won't,
It's like when somebody asks me about somebody I know, and if I've never had a bad time with them, I'm not gonna tell you that.
listen, I have no problem, and I say this on my serious show all the time. I have no problem saying I don't know. I'm not knowledged.
Yeah.
Like we live in a culture where everybody feels like they
know
have to
everything.
answer. Everybody has to. Listen, some things I just don't know.
I'm good at what I'm good at.
Right. And I can speak on my experience. I can speak on what I've gone through. I can't speak on someone else's experience.
Right. I mean, dude, when I think about Rasheed Wallace, man, I would have loved, you know what I'm saying? Like if they would have said, hey, Rasheed Wallace got traded to the Hornets. Back in 04.
Everybody, shoot, he's the reason Detroit Pistons won the championship.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a prime
Got
part of that
traded
team.
from Atlanta, I believe, after playing one game.
Yeah.
One game with the Hawks, and goes to Detroit, and they win a championship.
So I mean, I guess what was the record of this team right here? This,
I don't know.
was it? What they
Well,
do good?
y'all,
though, huh?
y'all won 50 games and
Right, I'm about to say.
y'all went to Game 7 in the Western
That
Conference
was the
Finals.
first
No.
year.
Yeah.
That was the first year. No. We lost first round.
Okay.
Oh,
We lost first round
Okay.
to Dallas. That was the first year that the first round went to 7 games.
Okay. So it's the 02-03 team, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
So what happened? Dallas, we played the Dallas Mavericks first round. They beat
Okay.
us 3 in a row.
Was that the Dirk and
Oh, I
Steve
see it.
Nash?
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
that's-
round. I see
that
it.
was
Yeah.
Dirk and Steve Nash?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we won the next
Was
3.
Nash? Yeah.
So they won
Yeah.
3, we won 3. The first year went to 7 games. We had game 7 in Dallas and lost.
Who they had? Michael Finley on that team and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Damn, that's a name, boy. Michael Finley,
Yep.
boy. Ooh, he was a bucket getter, Michael Finley.
I'm telling you, just growing up as a kid, when I talk about what I remember the most, it's that stuff. Like
Yeah, like the random guy, like the Michael
wrestling,
Finleys.
sports, whatever. That era of like 2000 to like until I pretty much got into high school, college, when you start getting other things on your brain,
Facts.
dude,
Yeah,
I
that-
remember
that-
everything.
You 100% right. Cause I used to be able to name the picks in the draft and all that. I don't even care no
Dude,
more.
I got into high school and I loved wrestling so much that I got on the wrestling team, and I was really like the actual wrestling team. I signed up because I thought they had chairs and tables and shit.
You just signed up for all the wrong stuff. Like, when do I get to jump off the turnbuckle?
Where's
Like,
my
no,
entrance?
There is no turnbuckle
Yeah.
here.
Where's my
Yeah.
entrance, dude?
Yeah.
Like, but then I wound up being good at it. But I remember like they had dude, wrestling. I don't know how it was in y'all's high school, but wrestling in my high school, they practiced 2 times a day, and it was like 4-hour practices.
Holy
They
cross
were
is like-
brutal. It was the most brutal. I played football. It was way more brutal than football practice. These dudes were doing everything, climbing ropes, you name it. The cheerleaders started walking by because they were practicing too. And I'll never forget, I was a freshman in high school, and the cheerleaders started walking by doing this with their nose.
Oh yeah, I was stinking for sure.
And I remember that image as long as I live, bro, because I knew like 3 of them cheerleaders I was trying to,
Yeah,
trying to get a date
yeah.
for homecoming and stuff, And I said, man, I'm quitting wrestling, bro. I was like, I can't, I can't deal with
Sometimes
that.
you get put in a box that's hard to get out of.
Hey, ask me today, what do you love more? You love women or like that kind of wrestling? I'm gonna tell you, women 100
Right.
times.
Well, look,
It worked out.
that kind of wrestling though.
That kind of wrestling.
though. I'm
Yeah,
about to say,
that kind of
you
wrestling.
heard what he said. That
Literally,
kinda
when they were
wrestling.
walking by, my head was in somebody's crotch, and I looked up and I said, "Oh,
You know what? You're right.
I said, I smell bad."
Yeah, the wrestling mats. 'cause
It
we had a
was-
wrestling team too. It does smell like a hockey locker room.
Man,
Where just pads and helmets and stuff are just laying around, just marinating.
like it don't smell like that when you play basketball. It just don't.
No.
Like it's just
No.
something about that mat. Them, I don't know. Them crotch lifts, everything. It just all factors into this one smell, and it was
Not
terrible.
a pleasant one.
No, it
Yeah.
was terrible. It was terrible. And that's why the scientists at Camellia came out with beans for two, because this is a quick deal. I mean, you can make this once a week in a pot, whatever clean pot you got. It's fucking quick. Watch whatever you want on TV while it's cooking. It's not requiring much effort. It's bare minimum effort, but it's first class results. You see what I'm saying? Somebody asks you, hey, can you throw together some red beans? You don't even have to think about it because you just got to go grab one of these boxes.
Hornets. Play for the Hornets. We can't let you leave.
Well, that was that was 08. How was that? Because what was that team?
I'll tell you the wild thing about my time here is when I got traded here, I got traded here and my meniscus was torn. So I played that whole half a season with the torn meniscus.
Okay. But did you come back?
What do you mean?
Did you ever come back to the Hornets after that? Okay.
No. And then the thing is, after that, like I tore my meniscus doing something that had nothing to do with basketball.
It was just like
to do with basketball.
non-contact.
Like it had
Oh, okay.
just foolish.
Okay.
I didn't know I tore it at the
Okay.
time, but I go to Washington and I'm playing in Washington and my knee is always clicking, it's locking up, it's swollen. I'm taking pain pills every day and get traded here and I'm playing with a torn meniscus. And that's, for me, that's when you really start to think about post-career. That's when you start to think about, like when your body starts to break
Tracy
down,
Porter said the same thing.
you start to think about what's next.
Yeah.
And when I played that my time here, I got traded here and my meniscus was torn. So I was a shell of myself even at that time when I was here, but I still enjoyed my time here because it gave me an opportunity to create relationships with CP and Mo Pete, Rasul Butler,
Morris
God rest
Peterson.
his soul.
Rest in peace, Rasul
You know
Butler.
what I mean? Just those guys, David West,
Love David
different
West.
guys that were here at that time. Peja.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So-
sniper.
It was so I would
That was
never
my favorite year. People talk about. There's been a couple moments in Pelicans history where, when we played the play-in and beat the Spurs, got in, and then went on to play the Suns. That was fun. You know what I'm saying? You could really, but I'm telling you, that 07, 08 year with CP3 when he was an MVP candidate, that was my favorite New Orleans basketball time ever. Like, you want to talk about people really being there? The whole place was filled.
Oh,
up.
I know it was.
Morris
was.
Bart. You see Morris Bart there now. Morris Bart was there then. And he bought everybody's shirts then. They had the Peja heads. The creativity was outstanding.
And that's the thing. I feel like that's what this fan base wants. again.
Yes.
Because
Give it to
I'll
me.
tell you, man, the playoffs here versus Phoenix was electric.
It was special.
As an analyst, it's very rare that I think to myself, like, gosh, man, I miss this. When we were in the playoffs
Yeah.
and played the Phoenix Suns,
Yeah. It's
I
electric.
missed it. It's almost like you find yourself, like you can get like chills.
But there's also, like, I'll see people say, man, that's as loud as I heard it since the playoffs. Man, there's nothing that sounds like New Orleans basketball in the regular season how it is in the playoffs.
I agree.
It's a complete different feeling in your body.
I agree.
Just
And
get us there.
I can think of one game in the regular season that felt like a postseason game.
The Zion, the dunk when he did the dunk at the end. No.
Nope.
Which
the
one?
Zion debut game.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the game
When he
versus
hit the
Spurs?
threes.
Or the 17 straight.
Yep,
We were in the nosebleeds.
That game, man, listen.
Yeah.
That place was
I got the video still.
even before the game, it was midway through the season, and they had T-shirts on every seat like it was a playoff game.
Yeah.
And if that young man ain't come out and perform,
Yep.
struggled a little bit, like just kind of floated, and in that fourth quarter,
Just start stroking it from three.
Man, listen, that place was, yeah.
Yeah, that was a roster that you on right there. I'm looking at that Hornets roster. James Posey.
Yep, Pose, who's a coach now.
Sean Marks,
Sean Marks,
Nets
GM.
GM.
Ryan Bowen is a coach. Devin Brown lives in San Antonio.
Devin Brown was the one that got drafted by the Lakers? No, Shannon Brown.
No, that's Shannon Brown.
My bad.
No, Dev played in San Antonio.
Okay.
And he lives in San Antonio.
Okay.
Hilton's a coach.
Hilton
a
Armstrong.
PD coach with Golden State.
He just reminded me of like Hilton Armstrong. I never
Great
heard
dude.
him talk or nothing. But he
Great
just reminded
dude.
me of like a country guy. Is he from the country or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Great dude though. Great guy.
Oh, he played at UConn. Look at it.
Yep.
Oh, he's from New York. Peaks. So he might
Great
be from the
dude.
country in New York. There you go. That must be Peekskill. I ain't never heard of Peekskill, New York.
So, AD, your first year here was Zion's rookie year.
Yes. So my time here is parallels with Zion's. Well, when
Alonzo and all them, yeah.
Nikhil,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah.
those guys. Yep.
Yeah, I'm about to
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Nikhil Alexander.
I love
He's
Nah.
actually playing some good ball for the Timberwolves right
Yeah,
now.
he is.
He's
I love
actually
Nah.
playing some good ball
Yes,
right
he
now for
is.
the Timberwolves right now.
But it also just goes to show you what we come from as a team. Like, you know, shoot, Noah was one of our best players. I mean, to be honest with you, it was him. Who else was good at the time, at that year? 2019.
Yeah, Josh Hart. back
Josh
in the day.
Hart.
Josh Hart. Don't forget about Josh Hart.
Who I knew was going to do well when we played him the other night because I knew he was going to be
Yeah,
motivated.
he's one of those guys though. He's a grinder. He's
question.
He's a grinder. So
No
like
question.
you ain't got to worry about him
Right.
kicking
You
it.
know exactly what you're gonna get out of him every day.
You know exactly what he's going
Every game.
I was a little sad when we traded him, but you know we got CJ. But it was like you know you gotta give something to get
something,
something.
right.
So get that 100%. Damn man, this has been
Yeah.
Oh
Well, no, we're going to do some Twitter questions. Just
Okay.
I know it's getting hot. It's just out of house get.
we had hour 47.
All right, that's
So I'll let
fine.
you know.
We're gonna do Twitter questions because there's a bunch, dude. So we'll just
Okay.
pick like I guess a few of them. They good questions too. It's probably I do this before every guest comes on, dude.
Okay,
this is the
this
most
is-
questions I've ever seen.
Okay, wait. I will say this though. If I ever come back on, can you find a better picture?
Yeah, no. So that's the only one from New Orleans I could find. See that I was closed minded
the thing
about
is,
it.
I would rather you even put a picture up of me as an analyst.
Why does it look funnier than it did when I found it?
Yeah, like as
Why?
it's crazy how
Yeah.
there's a million pictures that
know.
you like. Come on, man.
I know.
Kind of look like Chris Paul a little bit.
Stop it.
Is it
No,
the fingers?
We don't,
Is
we
it
don't
the
all
fingers?
look like Tyson.
Is it the fingers? What are you doing with your hands?
He
right
took
there?
the mic to say that. Like what is, like,
Who's that behind you? Let's play guess who that is. That looks like Melvin Eli. No, that's
It's Mo Pete.
Mo Pete.
Mo
Yep.
Pete. Speaking of Chris Paul, he's back tonight.
What do you mean?
CP3 is playing again. You remember?
He played last game.
Okay, I missed like
Yeah, he played last game
I
against
know
Washington.
he was out 21 games. Or
Yeah,
something.
his first game back was against Washington 2 nights ago.
Okay.
And then we end up using their plane to fly to.
How you feel about flying?
What do you mean?
I ain't flying no more.
You said no more?
Yeah, I've flown like 20 times. I ain't doing it no more. I don't want to spook you out, but every time I go to the computer, dude, it's sitting there. Screw falls loose on door.
Ever since Kobe, he's been
Kobe, that was a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I'm not doing it no
even though it
more.
wasn't a airplane.
The pilot's emotional. He's going through something, and I don't know.
Tell
man.
him he's delusional.
Okay,
I'm good. I'm good on it.
I'll tell you what I
John
said
Madden rode
earlier.
the bus his whole life, lived a good life.
Like, to each his own.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Bro,
Like,
we
if
got to
you-
fly over here, man. I got to get around.
Huh?
I said, we got to fly over here. Yeah, they got that.
100.
Dude, I
100. Yeah,
I ain't driving.
well, I know in your situation, you'd have. Well, what if you told them, "Hey, I only drive"? What would they tell you?
we got to find another color analyst.
Okay,
Hey, they ain't gonna get me a John Madden bus.
right.
You know, like
Isn't that crazy how he rode a bus his whole? Think about the obligations he had, like people that wanted to, things he had to get you.
when you're good at what you do.
yeah,
When you're good at what you do, though.
motivation.
So I got a question. What's you're analyzing right now? What's your future? You have any coaching like thoughts or anything?
I get asked that.
like if some
Probably-
big team says, "Hey, you want to come be assistant coach or head coach, like NBA, college, anything like that?"
I
comes
don't.
across your
I don't
mind?
want to coach in college.
college is out the question.
Yeah,
But
I
NBA, if it
I
comes
don't.
along,
Yeah,
you would think about it.
I definitely would think about it. And I get asked that question probably more than any other question. I'm a firm believer. When God is ready for me to go, he'll send me. He will not send me somewhere he has not prepared me to succeed.
Like you don't have to plan for it type of thing. It just, I feel what you're saying.
No.
Just
like
concurring.
for me, if it was to happen, it was to happen.
Yeah.
And whenever it happens, I'll be prepared for it. And if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen.
All right, let's get in these questions.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, you already taken people's questions.
Oh, that was somebody.
Yeah, of course. You know Joe. Joe gonna troll.
Like we didn't go through them before.
That's Larry's. That's Larry's Nance's boy, Joe.
Yeah.
Right there.
Shout out Larry Nance. We want you back, baby.
Yeah. All right, let's do. It's the ones we liked. We can start with that one if you want. That's the first one.
What's that?
How many points would prime Stephen A. pre-knee injury score?
I'm not even.
You know who's going to ask you.
I'm not.
All right. All right. What is his opinion? It's a good one. What is your opinion of the Hornets to Pelicans rebrand? Did you have any thoughts of what other team names could have been chosen? Thanks for being the best, AD.
No. Like for me, I didn't.
Well, he's asking that because you played under the
Right.
other brand. Yeah.
Right. No, I didn't have any thoughts on the rebrand.
Like when they
At all.
told you Pelicans, what did you think?
I didn't know at the time that the Pelican, like my thought initially was like a Pelican. Like what's the purpose of the Pelican? But then when you hear the story behind the resilience of the Pelican, it all makes sense.
Okay.
Because it's a reflection of the city. So that all makes sense. Totally off subject, talking about rebranding though. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. We ain't even gotta expand on it or talk about it. I love the whole skeleton thing.
Oh, me too.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
the color wave. I love the court. I love everything about it.
And they could go so far with it too. Like that's just one uniform.
Right.
They could really. Yeah, I like the Skeletons too. That's the best one that they've done. Don't get me wrong. I do like the Mardi Gras ones, but not the recent
Which
ones.
ones, though?
Yeah, not the recent ones.
And I'll tell you the one I like the most.
The Boogie Cousins.
the Boogie one. I was going to say.
That was the one. Everybody almost.
the Boogie one and the white Zion from the.
Oh, yeah.
The white one with
Okay,
the white.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I was a little
classic.
upset.
It's clean.
It's clean.
Yeah.
clean.
It's
I was a
classic
little
now.
upset that they didn't bring it out at least one time, just the Mardi Gras version. But I think the prime of that was Boogie.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, I know so many people that bought
Man,
the Boogie Mardi Gras jersey.
You remember the
he got
Chris
hurt.
Paul ones, the Rouse's one where it was like purple in the front, like green in the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or was it green in the front? You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about. Yeah, you have that one?
I'm going to tell you, one of the gem shirts of New Orleans basketball history is the CP for MVP shirt. If anybody has that
You have
one
a
right
relic.
now,
That's a relic.
that is a relic.
That's a relic.
That is a relic. And in my opinion, he was literally the best, dude. That was his best season in the NBA, hands down. That one right there, in my opinion. CP3.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Okay, and then people talk about his run with the Clippers. His run with the Hornets was just as successful. The Clippers, they got knocked out pretty much every time.
Clippers ain't do nothing.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What is your annual turtleneck budget? Follow up. Does he have the best neck in the league?
Hey, yo.
Won't touch that.
Yeah, yeah.
We definitely will not touch that, right?
I don't know about that
Dallas.
follow-up.
Duke of
Okay,
Dallas.
Duke of Dallas, you can hold on to that question.
We'll go with the first one. Annual turtleneck budget.
I don't.
You can know where you buy him that much.
No, I don't buy them at all.
Okay,
I
yeah.
have- I have- no,
They're all pastimers.
Yeah, I have so many of them now that like I don't. If you can find a color that I don't have, I'll gladly take it. I have a suit that matches it, but I really think that I have every color that is offered.
So we walk into AD closet looking like, damn, J.C. Penney's in there. It's just
Well, he's saying he
suits
ain't bought a
and-
turtleneck since J.C.
Yeah, I'm about to say he.
No, hey, come on, man, you got to do me better than JC
my bad, I said
Penney.
JC Penney.
Shout out JC
Yeah,
Penney,
yeah,
man.
shout out
Come
JC
on, man.
Penney.
Come on, it's an
Jordan.
American store.
Dillard's, is that you like Dillard's?
No,
Hey, I don't have the NBA
suit,
money.
Suit supply,
Suit supply.
Suit supply,
Men's
Saks.
Warehouse.
Rubenstein's?
Saks.
Rubenstein's, you been yet?
Rubenstein's. They don't have turtlenecks though.
Oh, okay, I could.
Or they do, but they have like blue and black.
Okay.
Ford over here.
It's like, yeah. But I've had people that have custom made me some. I had somebody in New Orleans that made me the nicest turtleneck, and I can't find them. I even talked about it on the air last year. I cannot find them.
What you mean? You haven't gotten it yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was before the game, I'm sitting there and I'm talking to someone, and they came up and it was wrapped in a like you know how you fold it and it's in like a plastic bag, and they set it right next to me on the chair. And I didn't really pay no attention to it.
Right.
I before the game, I just got it and I put it in my backpack that I carry all my stuff in. When I went home the next day, I tried it on. Man, listen, it is the nicest fitting turtleneck that I have. And I cannot find who made it though. I can't.
I feel like if they just dropped it like that, they didn't want you. Maybe they just did. Like they just wanted you to have it.
The thing is, I would love whoever made it to some way contact me.
Get some more info.
Because that turtleneck, I would pay for.
Right.
I would pay for other colors. If you are customizing them like that,
Yeah.
it's a green one. The only green one I have, I would pay for other colors to fit me the way that turtleneck does. Like that turtleneck fits me like a tailored suit.
Damn. So,
But I just can't find whoever gave it to me. They dropped it and took off.
wow. I never knew there was like a Robin
Keep going
Hood
down,
for
Jay Saint?
turtlenecks.
Yeah, right. A Robin Hood for turtlenecks,
Robin Hood
right?
for turtlenecks.
Keep going down because one of them questions we just asked. Okay, here we go. Ask him why he always rocked the knee socks. When he played.
There's a story to that though. Is I started wearing high socks because back then the NBA issued socks.
Okay.
And the rule was under David Stern, the logo had to show.
Okay.
It had to show. So a game that we played on national TV at the time, my logo wasn't showing.
Oh man.
And I ain't no star in this league. Never have been. Never claimed to be. Never cared about that. The Spurs got a call from the league that talked about they couldn't see my logo. Like, really? All of these different things that are going on.
Right.
So after that, I was like, okay, it ain't gonna be an issue no more. So I
Make
got
sure
the
it
highest
shows.
socks I can possibly find.
Okay, that's a great story.
So I pulled them all the way up. Like, I'm talking about 2 points where my socks were up
Did you
here.
get fined for that?
No.
Okay.
Because you can see my logo.
No, I'm talking about fine.
No.
Okay.
No. They said it was a warning. It was a logo warning. Like, okay. Well, this won't be an issue now moving forward.
This is a good one too. Since moving to New Orleans, what has become your favorite restaurant?
I have a couple of them. I'm a steakhouse guy,
Okay.
and I'm also a sushi guy.
All right.
I love Desi
I
Vegas.
knew it was gonna be Desi.
knew it
The
too.
D was coming off of my pause.
Pause, yeah.
Wow,
What is going
that's
on?
bad.
Crazy.
That's bad.
Oh, you see how human I'm
You gotta
trying to
let it roll though. You gotta let it roll though.
I was just trying to be myself.
Like that just like
You gotta park the car.
yeah, like that just you just.
It's like I gotta get put in a bubble.
I got to get my thoughts back. Me and my wife, we just ate at what's it called? Commanders.
Oh yeah, my
We
dad
just ate there.
used to work there.
A couple days ago. Doris Metropolitan.
I've never been there, but I know about it. I've never
Yeah.
been there. I've never been there.
Doris Metropolitan. Tsunami.
Tsunami's
Sushi.
fire. Yeah, Tsunami's fire.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but you would say Poseidon. It's another sushi place.
I don't know. I'm not. If I go eat sushi, I'm really plain. So I'm not one to like ask about. I know about.
See, you got to expand your palate.
Yeah, because I
See,
eat a crunchy. I eat a
on me
crunchy
about
roll.
crackling and
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing.
Oh, I'm picky.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm with you
31.
on that sushi.
How old are you?
I'm 26, but I'm on that sushi.
23.
28.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the difference. I'll be 49 in 2 weeks.
Right.
So I gotta actually watch what I eat. I can't eat what I was eating at 23
Yeah.
and 25
Yeah.
and 27. So I
I'm there
really
now.
have to.
He tells me that. He said 4 years.
Well, I'm trying to tell you so where you're not hurting later. Because I'm telling you, 30, you start really like thinking about everything. Like
For sure.
anything. Yeah, it's
For sure. No question about
like
it.
this right here looks great. Barbecue, you name it. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It's past 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna hurt on it.
See, and my thing is I will do this, but I will be up at 6 o'clock in the morning in the gym.
Gotta get it out. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's what we got to start doing. You did just get those weights.
Yeah, I got the
so-
Bowflex retractables. I'm in that right now. You don't want to see my chest right now. It definitely looks different from last week.
in a week.
No way, a week.
I was gonna say
He's
week.
one of those.
A week of work. Okay.
He's one of those.
Okay, I got you.
Sees a week of work in the
Trust me, they gonna think I'm on them. They gonna think I'm on them
Not that
beans.
bad.
All right, let's do one more. Let's see. Oh, I like this one too. What was your welcome to the NBA moment?
I have too many of them. But to me, the welcome to the NBA moment for me means this is what the NBA is all about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
so my welcome to the NBA moment was this is a business. I get it.
Oh, okay.
I get it. It had nothing to do with something that was on the floor. I could sit here and talk about first time I played against Michael Jordan. And I'm standing at half court and I'm watching them warm up. A year ago, I was in my dorm room.
Yeah, because you think about stuff like that.
A year ago, I'm in my dorm room and I'm watching, and I'm literally standing at half court when we played the Chicago Bulls, and I'm watching Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, all those dudes, they're warming up. To the point where somebody on my team, my rookie year, tapped me like, come on, young fella, we got to get ready. You know what I mean? Like, we got to play. That ain't it.
Right.
The trade deadline, my rookie season, I walked into the locker room, and it was written on the board at the time. 2 dudes' names. You guys have been traded to the Sacramento Kings for 2 other dudes' names, and they had hefty bags in their locker. That's how they found out they were traded. It was a game day. They came to the game anticipating playing. You walked in, and they had hefty bags in their locker. You got 48 hours to report. It's written on the board. Pack your bags up, and let's go. That was my, like, oh my gosh, okay, I get this now.
Right.
This is what the NBA is about. It is a business from their side.
Right.
And that's why it's always weird to have this conversation with fans, because it's like, when something happens to a player, it's business. But when a player does what's in his best interest, he's not loyal.
Yeah, he's selfish.
Right? He's selfish.
Right.
You know, he's
Not team first.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But when something happened, when Harrison Barnes gets traded when he's on the bench,
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, shoot, you know what, man? That's what the NBA is all about.
Suck it up.
You know what I mean?
You
Suck
make-
it up.
you make millions.
You make millions. But when Kevin Durant says, I'm leaving Oklahoma City and going to Golden State because I want to make and win championships, now all of a sudden, he's wrong for what he's doing.
Easy road.
You're soft.
Yeah.
Cupcake.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like when players do what's in their best interest is wrong, but when organizations do what's in their best interest is a business. It's the ultimate double standard of professional sports.
It'll never come to
No.
understanding because, the fans will never, first of all, a lot of fans never get to talk about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another thing is no fans will ever be able to experience it, like the actual business side. So they'll never understand.
Right. Like, I've been traded during the season once, and that's when I got traded here.
Oh,
And the
okay.
thing that people don't grasp the concept of, at the time, me and my wife, we had one child, our oldest, who's now 18. So she wasn't in school yet. You realize you got 48 hours to
Yeah.
go.
Right.
48 hours to go. So if your kids are in school, I'm talking about if you have teenagers or if
Yeah.
you have someone that's to pick everything up.
Tell them.
Tell them, you know, your best friends that you're at school with
Right.
school, like, we got to move to a completely new city. Sell the house, pack everything up. You got to take a bag or 2, get on the plane and go. Like, it's a lot that goes into
nothing really like that.
This. No,
Yeah.
it's a lot that goes into this that people don't grasp the concept of, but
Right.
are heavily opinionated on.
It's
Like-
almost like the NBA is like the military families, kind of. You know how they bounce around.
You gotta watch
Our-
Joe.
her
You gotta watch Joe.
stories-
I'm telling you, Joe.
I have some friends. I have some friends, and they were in the military, or their dad.
Military families are
Larry Nance gonna watch this and be dying laughing.
like military families are. I won't compare the two. Like, I will never compare being a professional athlete to someone who chooses to put their life on the line for our
I'm
country.
not saying that, but the fact, like, when they're like, they're moving all the time. That's kind of like what I see it as.
You got time for name that basketball player, and then we done.
We have
Name that basketball player.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
your era. You playing against me.
Player.
It's
Yeah,
a
you're
game
gonna
we
put a
play. It's
picture
game
up
we
and you
play.
gotta
Oh
name it.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, first of 3.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I did bad at the last game.
Name that basketball player, like somebody who played in my era.
Yeah, in your era. Don't have to be on your team. It's not necessarily on your team or nothing
For
like
sure.
that. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I was like, look, he's an analyst. Like, I don't know how.
All right, yeah, we're going to say.
How what?
Yeah, we're going to say.
I just don't know how he's going to keep up. I mean, you're an analyst.
All right, yeah, no, I'm not going to keep up.
But,
Okay.
look,
Yeah,
but
no way.
we taking
No
the
way.
bets. Everybody comment.
Y'all
what
had me
think.
on the
Yeah.
animals. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Oh.
Y'all picked a
Hey.
llama and put it up there and expected me to know what it was called. Congratulations.
Look.
Now we back to the real stuff.
I'm just saying, you cook with the wrestlers. You cook with the wrestlers.
Presidents, you got me.
I know the presidents. This
By
one,
a hair.
I don't. Look, man, you my guy. I just don't got you.
So
in
just
this
so you
one,
know,
bro.
I don't look at none of
You
these.
the
Jay
underdog.
Sane handles all this. I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah,
you know.
I think y'all know ball, man. I think I might run through this, man. I got like 40
But
names.
all it's
on
gonna
it.
take.
I tell you what, if you put somebody up there and I don't know him, I'm gonna be very disappointed in myself.
I would be
man.
surprised.
I mean, you got to understand, like, basketball is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have a Sirius XM show on NBA radio every day.
Yeah.
So when I leave here, I'll go home and I'll watch games.
Oh, I hear when you talking and commentating. I can just tell that your ref, like you can throw back ref. I know that. Trust me, I know what I'm getting into. This is
You're
not
going to bring
good.
up somebody. You're going to bring up somebody.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you gonna-
It gets progressively more difficult.
okay.
Heavy underdog today. Heavy underdog.
All right. Who's first?
I got the guess, baby.
AD.
Oh,
Too
come on,
easy,
man.
That's you.
Okay. That's an easy one.
Yeah, go ahead. Just say it and we can get
That's
past
Josh
it.
Smith.
All right, Jay Smooth. Next. Darren Williams, Deron Williams.
Yep.
Just go put it.
You might want to go in the middle of this folder and pick something in the middle because I'm gonna tell you right now, these are too popular right now. Deron Williams. I mean, that was CP3 and him.
Yeah,
That's who ran it.
that was the whole debate.
Hey,
Which
did
one
you
was
see
better?
he boxed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he boxed.
Yeah.
I think he.
I would do that in a heartbeat too, though.
Oh, you would?
Yeah, that's what I should do. I boxed for like 15 years.
Damn.
I love boxing. I love boxing.
Damn.
Franchise.
Let's go.
Stevie franchise.
Great shoes. He's from
Oh,
Louisiana.
Jared Wallace.
Okay.
Yeah, he's stealing your.
No, that's all right. Just go to
It's
another.
You know who that was?
It's rap.
Yeah, I did, but Omir Seek.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna tell you about go back to the Gerald Wallace real quick. Gerald Wallace played for a lot of teams,
Yep.
so the fact that you picked the Celtics right there,
Yeah,
that was a
because I
curveball.
remember him
Yeah.
playing really with the Charlotte
Bobcats.
Bobcats.
Okay, so we had 2-2. This is you.
Oh, come on now.
All right, we're gonna have to turn it up now.
Come on now.
You were good though until somebody misses one. That's just really what it is. So there you
That was
go.
white chocolate.
Rodney Stuckey.
Yep.
You're in there.
Oh, shit.
I thought you wasn't gonna get Rodney Stuckey. You're in there.
Bro, I know- I know
I'm a
ball.
believer now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a believer now. You got the old Cavs Mo Williams though. So that was good. That was a good one.
OJ Mayo, baby, 2K legend.
He's from Ohio.
Love it. God, he was good.
Oh, Antoine Walker.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is. You know what I said?
Wally said his name earlier. Wally
Yeah, I
Caesar.
said it.
You know I'm from St. Bernard
Yeah,
Parish,
yeah.
so I can't say the last. Caesar.
Zerbiak. Zadrunas Ilgauskas.
What a dog.
Dog.
Loved him.
He actually, the crazy story about Zadrunas. So he was drafted in 96, missed the whole year like Chet Holmgren.
Oh, okay.
Came back and played in the rookie game that we played in 97.
Yeah.
And I thought I had a chance to win the MVP and he won it.
Oh.
Dude, you ain't even a rookie for real.
Oh, so
Zadrunas.
But as you can see, I got
He
him.
had that one shot. It was like on the side of the basket. It was like 10 feet away.
Zadrunas was skilled, man.
So you
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons. So you had that like this guy's not even a rookie.
Yeah.
Why is
No,
he-
I ain't really. At the time, I'm just joking.
all
Because
right.
you are a rookie as far as playing is concerned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can learn. Oh,
Alpha
yeah.
Aminu.
Yep.
Pelicans legend. Hornets legend.
That's not fair to give him New Orleans.
Oh!
That's so unfair.
Here comes the competitor.
No.
Here it comes.
What you doing? You're giving me you're giving him.
Give me Wally
All right,
Scissor.
I'm just going in
Yeah.
order.
No, he did give me a
Now,
seat.
he just said like he been watching Pelican basketball since he was 5.
That's fair.
I said, you know what? I just see.
They
what's
weren't
going
even
on.
here yet.
I
Yeah.
see what's going on.
Okay, here we go. He usually screws me over.
I do.
Ronnie Turioff.
Oh, you're
Yo.
Hey, that's going back.
I thought he was gonna.
Hey,
fall
well
like
respected in the NBA. People love that dude. Oh, a Mehmet Okur.
Yep.
You're there.
that.
Let's go, man.
You're in there. You're in there. Ooh,
Josh Childress.
Damn, that was tough
I would've got that
in a
wrong.
Pelicans jersey. That was
Bro,
tough.
I didn't know that ball played for the
That was tough in a Pelicans jersey.
Oh shit. Ooh, that's
Oh, wait, hold on.
That's a tough one.
This is me?
No, that's you. I'm about to say.
Get one for this.
Whoever.
Oh, hold on.
This is tough.
It's not Boobie Gibson. No. It's
athletic. Super athletic.
I know.
Crazy athletic.
I know.
I want to take a guess.
This is so wrong. This is wrong.
I'm just going in order.
I think I know who it is though.
Hold on. Let me try. Let me try to get it because I'm at Boobie Gibson, but I'm over Boobie Gibson. So now I'm moving on. I'm so close.
It's gonna fuck you up when you hear his name.
Plays in the Big Three.
I got 2 guesses. But I'm gonna
Come on, when you say it, man, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna kill me too. Well, this isn't mine. So. See what happens when you don't give him a
I know, but if I miss this one, he takes it. He's about to take it if he gets the next one right. Man, it is. I can't. I'm sorry. It's terrible.
Okay, my 2
He's
guesses
back there.
are
He's back
either
there.
Alonzo G or Jamario Moon.
That's him.
Jamario
Moon.
Okay. I heard Jamario Moon.
I know it's not mine. Yep.
I was like, it's either Alonzo G.
I got a chance to win right here. I got a chance to win this right here.
The hardest one, Jason.
Oh, no.
Yes,
No,
sir!
hell no. Come
His
on.
show
now.
was on before mine on Sirius XM.
Yeah,
That's Scal.
Of course it was. Of course he's a
That's Scal.
The White Mamba?
Yep.
You fumbled. You gave him the white
Hey, you know
I
what?
started going
You know
in
what?
order.
Hey, you know what? Just go grab another one.
Everybody, every time I lose, somebody wants to go grab another one.
No, since they think that you threw me a lob.
Do your lob.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. I know who it is.
Hey, big time
I know
college
who it
player.
is. I
Big
know who
time
it is.
college player with John Wall.
Don't bite up more you can chew.
No? Brandon Wright.
Hell no, that's
not.
Nope.
No, that's Xavier Henry.
Yup.
Henry?
Oh, I wouldn't have got
Xavier
that.
Henry.
I'm done.
Hey, he had that dunk on.
That's right. Good game. Damn, why I said Brandon Wright?
Can we see what the rest were?
You said good college career.
Yeah. He was coming out with John Wall from Kansas.
Okay.
How many years did he play?
Kentucky.
He didn't play. He didn't live up to the expectations in the league.
How many years
though.
did he play though?
I'm not sure because I know he was on. I think
This
he
was
on
an
the
AD's
Grizzlies.
era?
This is
No.
like
Might have been.
2012.
That's what we say. I retired in 2000. I retired in 2011. So that doesn't count. That doesn't count because what we said was my era.
Right. Okay, well.
Hey.
All right, let's keep going. So you technically haven't won yet, is what you're saying.
No, I did.
Oh, you
because
did?
remember I won on scale. You forgot that one? Remember when you couldn't get Jamario Moon?
Yeah. Aaron Brooks. Let's go.
Yeah.
Not the Saints legend, but the other
I
one.
was gonna see if you gonna say that.
Oh, that's Bo. Bo Outlaw.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know who that was.
I wouldn't have
Damn,
got
yeah,
that, but I know that.
From San
I know-
Antonio.
I know that is.
Arroyo, not Arroyo.
No.
From the Blazers.
Oh my God. But I don't think he's from my era though.
No, he's a little younger than you. Yeah.
No, come on, man. I know this dude, man.
So y'all guess, 'cause I know who it is.
He looked like a mini Carlos Boozer. I know this dude.
Look, when I tell you the name, you could be like, God,
Afalo. Aaron Afalo. Aaron Afalo.
No.
Oh.
what's his first name?
What's his first name?
Jared. Jared.
Did he
Come on
wear
now.
0 before Dame?
Very good. No.
I don't know. I just know his name is
Why you
Jared.
look so small right there?
You know the last name.
He's a guard.
Jared Bayless.
Yeah.
Jared Bayless.
Yep, Jared Bayless.
Jared
Okay, all right,
Bayless.
we can stop. That's
Go one more.
All right, go one more.
AD tapped in, man. That's like competitive, man. Ooh.
Ray Falls, skip to my Lou.
I skipped him out.
skipped him out,
I would have got it wrong. I know I skipped him out.
You know that?
I would have got that.
He's 23.
wrong. I would've-
Jared Bayless and not
Look,
get
23.
As a kid, you play a lot of 2K growing up.
Right.
I know,
Skip
but
to my
that
lose a
the
little.
and one.
Yeah, but
that
you
was-
know, it's a little.
Think about it.
Okay,
And
that
one was
was a while
popular
ago.
0102.
Look, I'm a 2000.
Escalade and all that.
I got you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm born
I
in
got you.
2000,
Yeah,
so
I got
like,
you.
you know,
It's
that's
not
a little-
possible for you to know and one like that.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
about
not.
to say it.
Okay, that's
Escalade
fair.
and all that.
That's
hot
fair.
sauce. Nah, that wasn't.
You know it
fair.
now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we the and
But he
one-
was the one.
we and one.
He
not
was the
and one.
most talented one.
AAU.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. With the
Yeah.
AAU kids, like when Anthony Edwards and all them was coming up, like Zion and all that, LaMelo,
Yep.
Lonzo. Like
Yeah.
that's my little. That's my
Okay.
era.
Okay. Just a generational gap.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
it.
about to say like when people like who's my goat, LeBron. Like LeBron's my
Mine's
guy. I know
Kobe.
how you might feel, but I didn't never.
Oh, I
saw
do want to
Jordan
get your
play.
goat.
I don't have one. Because
Okay.
I don't feel like there's a GOAT. I feel like there's a GOAT of generations.
Facts.
Like if you break
Larry
it down
said
and
the
you
same
look
thing.
at it, who has the best basketball resume of all time?
Bill Russell.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, okay.
Going back to college.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the best
Who
basketball
has,
resume.
who has the most championships?
When you
That's
say
not-
resume, okay,
Yeah,
that's not a
okay,
resume.
I got
I'm
you.
talking about college.
I got you.
I'm talking about encompassing everything.
Yeah.
Control,
You know what I
don't worry
mean?
about him.
Yeah, like who has the most championships? To me, that's
Team sport.
that holds very little weight because there's no criteria,
Right.
right? For that. I feel like Kareem was the GOAT for his era. Michael was the GOAT for his era. And LeBron right now is the GOAT for his era. I don't feel like there's any way of deciphering who the greatest of all time is. I don't think there's any
So
way
wait,
of...
just real quick, I'm just asking, Kobe, no era for Kobe?
Well, the thing is, Kobe's era,
Which
it crosses with Tim's era. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as much as I love Kobe, as much as I love Kobe Bryant, can you honestly say, like, was his career in that era that he was in that much better than Tim's?
I don't think so.
no, but no. Now when you look at the winning, like as far as what they won,
Right.
'Cause
And
the Spurs
also,
won a lot-
look
yeah.
at the awards.
I'm about to say Kobe got 1 MVP.
Right. Look at the awards, even though he deserved another one.
no
But
doubt.
when you look at the awards and the defensive players of the year and all defense and all league and all, you know what I mean? So, and again, those are always debatable topics to
yeah. I know what you're saying.
discuss. I did see one earlier that I do want to answer because I love answering this question. Somebody up there earlier asked, who was the toughest player you ever had to guard?
Okay.
And the crazy thing is the easy answer is Michael and Kobe. And that's the easy answer
Right.
because those guys elevated so high that there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are certain guys that I honestly feel like the screen will never give them justice. It will never do those guys justice. It's 3 dudes in particular: Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and Allen Iverson.
Love
Will
it. Yeah.
never give those guys justice. People will never understand how big, strong, athletic, and dominant Shaquille O'Neal was. I'm telling you, I can't explain it in a way that anybody can, like, you actually have to experience it.
Oh, even the people who say, "Man, that dude was a beast," don't even.
Somebody tweeted, I saw a few days ago, 15 players right now that could guard Shaquille. And I was like, not even close.
No.
Not even close.
No, he bullied
And I will
everybody.
guarantee you that somebody that didn't
They
really
weren't alive.
watch
Yeah,
Shaquille,
they weren't alive.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that, you can't give me a dude in today's, if Shaq played today,
He used to kill Yao. I mean, he used to dominate Yao, and Yao was huge.
I'm telling you, I can't put it into words.
Yeah.
LeBron James, the things that people don't understand about LeBron is how big and powerful and fast he is at that size. He is not a average size man.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not my size.
Yeah.
He's not 6'3", 6'4", 200 pounds.
He's 6'8". Yeah.
240, 250, and is fast and strong and crazy athletic. To put into words how truly quick Allen Iverson is, I can't.
Dude, that was my
I
favorite
can't.
player.
Like, I get asked all the time, man, how'd it feel to get crossed up by AI? Like,
Amazing.
no, it's just like,
I would've-
that's
would've been-
something that,
Did get crossed
Yeah.
up by AI.
Yeah.
oh yeah. And that's
That was when the floor was slippery, huh?
yeah, that's what I said about that.
You
But
got a pin.
That's something that comes with playing against the best in the world
Right.
every time you step on the floor. Like, anytime I say something via social media or on my show that somebody doesn't like, their response is, "Oh man, but AI crossed you up." Like, okay,
It's a legend.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, like when you play against the best in the world, you're going to get embarrassed, but you're going to embarrass some people along the
Right.
way. I tell you what was, and I laugh about it now. YouTube is a wild thing. My son
Absolutely.
is 5. My son is 5. He loves basketball. He loves basketball. Watches YouTube clips all the time. You know, just always.
Yeah.
Oh, we when I go home, we play one-on-one. You know, we're working on, like, he knows the rules, all this stuff. And one day he comes in and he says, "Hey, Dad." Like, yeah. He said, "Hey, remember that time Allen Iverson cooked your ankles?" It's like, boy, go to bed. Go to bed. As a matter of fact, you're going to bed with no dinner. Like, but it's a part of the game.
Yeah.
It's a part of the game. That's just
and AI,
that's how it works.
And not only was AI one of the best players in the world, but branding wise, before social media, all that stuff,
man.
AI's brand was the best.
The world has changed.
Yeah.
The world has changed so much.
You want to talk about never forget where I was when I got my first pair of Iversons?
You never
Dude,
got
it's
a pair
like,
of
dude, like literally
Shaqs?
everybody I knew had Iversons.
Do you know what I think about a lot now? Think about if NIL was a thing then.
Oh my God.
I remember being at Bowling Green, mid-major school, and my jersey was for sale in the bookstore. They couldn't put your name on the back though,
Oh, right.
but it was my jersey that was for sale in the bookstore.
Yeah.
Do you know how much of that money I saw?
0. You would have fourth
They
pick.
had a NBA basketball, an NCAA basketball game
Yeah.
where you can play with different teams at the time. All they had was numbers.
Yeah. Great game.
Fantastic.
Bring it back.
I so wish they would bring that back out.
Loved it.
But no one got any money for that.
Right.
And you see
That's why it's
kids
not here no
now
more.
signing name, image, likeness deals and
Yeah.
are getting 7 figures.
Well, let me ask you this: like, they coming out with the college football game this year after a
I used to play
long,
that all the time.
after a long hiatus, and I think the final number was like 600 a person. Would you have taken that in college to be in the game?
I would have taken anything in college.
Yeah.
Like, you understand? Like, just because you go to college, your financial situation at home doesn't change.
It doesn't elevate.
It doesn't
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
When I went to Bowling Green, my school was being paid for, but my mom was still working 2 jobs to try and make ends meet.
Right. And
You can't do some of the things that other kids can do. I couldn't go to the movies. I couldn't go shopping and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, my school was being paid for. My housing was being paid for. My dorm, my books, my food.
right.
That was it, though.
What about a call? What was your first call?
My first car I got is when I got drafted.
Okay. What did you get?
I got my first one that I bought. So, okay, Bowling Green can't get in trouble for it now. I made a deal with the dealership in Bowling Green
Okay.
that said, when I get drafted, the first car I'll get will be from you guys, and I'll get it for my mom. But when the season ends, I want a car to drive until school is over.
Yeah.
So they gave me a car to drive as soon as the season ended. We lost to West Virginia in the NIT. As soon as the season ended, they gave me a white Grand Cherokee Laredo.
Oh, Laredo.
I had a Discman,
Oh, I know what you're saying.
anti-shock,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't skip.
Yep. You had to have
Kept
that.
it on my lap.
Yeah.
Had a house speaker in the back. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Right.
But
Yep.
the first car that I bought was a Lexus 450. You know, you hear Biggie, Lexus LX,
It's like a
4.5.
ES. Okay,
No,
yeah.
like the Lexus 450, which is the big
Okay.
SUV.
Yeah.
And then midway through my rookie year, I bought a SL 500, candy apple red SL 500 drop top.
A lot will happen just in a year.
Oh, no question.
Oh my God.
No question. When you come from the inner city of Columbus, Ohio, and you sign at that time a deal, my first deal was for $8.4 million.
In 97? 8.4 in 97? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the things. Because 97, I mean, the 90s were wild, but like 97 was a special. I mean, that's when wrestling started taking off. I mean, all the music, Cash Money. I mean, everything started happening in 97.
Oh, I had a what do you call it? You know, where you put your CDs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
The CD holder.
A CD holder.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah,
had,
that's what
I
you
had
call
a
it,
million
yeah.
of those.
It's
Yeah.
basic.
I had a million of those. Where you know,
Yeah, it's usually
it
on
wasn't
your
like
visor.
now where you can make like a playlist.
Yeah.
You can make like a mixtape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On
That's
Napster.
as good as you can get.
Yeah, on Bash Share, on
So
Napster.
it was like in those like plastic little things. Yeah, I had them. Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad.
Yep. So when you want to change music, you got to actually. It was manual. You couldn't just sit there with your phone like, okay, skip the track. You actually had to take it out.
Hey, you thought
Find
texting and
another
driving?
CD.
You thought texting and driving was hard?
Oh, man,
Flipping
listen,
and driving.
Yeah.
You couldn't search for a song.
Oh,
Nothing.
No.
you had to know where it was,
Yeah.
know how to skip to
No,
the
I
song
know.
that you wanted.
Yeah, no, it was
Good
special.
times.
No, it was special.
Good times,
That was my.
man.
I still keep
Good
CDs
times.
and stuff just laying around. You know, I got an Afro Man CD. I think sitting right over there. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, yeah.
But now the
right
thing is,
there.
you probably don't have anywhere to play it.
No. Besides my truck. It's a 14.
I was gonna say you got a CD player in your truck.
Yeah, it's a 14.
Wow.
you
Okay.
can't-
Yeah, which is
can't-
crazy because that's 10 years. But man, when I bought that truck, man, I bought that in 19, and that thing was clean. That's a platinum, and I was happy about it. Now it's just an old truck.
Can you not throw
with
it in
a
your
CD
Xbox?
player? Huh?
Can you not put it in the Xbox?
I don't think they read that no more. How do you feel about the Pels, man? I mean, 10 games above 500. What else could we ask for as far as a better position?
It's always interesting to have conversations about the Pels because I've come to realize it's a no-win situation.
Why you say that?
Because if I say something positive about the Pels, I'm only saying something positive because they're paying me.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
This is so sad.
If I say something positive about the Pels, then I'm choosing not to focus on the negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The negatives are clearing up.
The thing is, it's okay to be critical.
Yeah.
It's okay to be critical.
Yeah.
If you watch the way that I do my job, I will criticize what I see. I'll call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
If it's a bad shot, I'll say it's a bad shot. If a guy needs to play harder, like, look, thing is, I'm going to tell you my approach in doing my job. Just to clear this up, and I'm talking about TV and radio. The way I do my job is I will not say something about a player or an organization that I wouldn't mind being said about me if I'm in that same position.
Right.
That's it.
You do realize that a lot of people will say what you just said, but do not
Practice it.
They don't practice that.
Right.
So you are in a very small percentage of people that actually stand by that.
Oh, for sure. I feel like professional integrity is important.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like it's important.
Right.
It's
But as casually as you just said that, you practice it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will say that, and next thing you know, you see them talking about somebody.
no. My thing is, I never feel like I have to comment on everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even some
That's a
things
good
I see
feeling to
on
have.
social media that I agree with, I'll keep scrolling.
Yeah.
If I see things on social media I disagree with, I'll keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with the Pelican fan base. The other day, me and Joel did a chalk talk before the game.
Yeah.
And our fan base is petty. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. But what happens is when somebody says something negative on a national stage, we put so much attention into what that person or people have said.
Yeah.
When you have so many people here that have great content,
Right.
so many people here that are doing it the right way. You think of people like Rail,
Yeah.
yourself, Pales Pod, the Rattler Brothers,
Jake Madison.
Jake Madison with Locked On Pales,
yeah.
Sports Chrissy. It's so many different Pales Press.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one that's always got the clips?
No, that's
No.
Pro Pales Talk.
Pels Film Room?
Yep, Pales Film
Man,
Room.
that wouldn't
We're
count.
talking about retro
Pro Pels
Pels.
Talk.
Retro
Love
Pels.
Retro. I know him in
Retro
person.
Pels?
I know him in person.
Right, Retro Pals. So all of these different people that are here
Yeah.
that are doing it the right way, that don't get the attention they deserve. But when someone who doesn't have boots on the ground here in New Orleans says something about something or someone here, and you love the commitment because everybody joins together then.
Yeah.
Everybody joins together then. But there are a lot of people here that are doing this the right way. Will Guillory, Andrew Lopez, Christian Clark. There's so many different people here that are doing it the right way and give you great content that it's almost like that other stuff is a distraction.
Right. Yeah. And I think why we get so mad just answering it from somebody that lives down here is because I get so aggravated with it because, man, we don't ever hear y'all talk about us. But the few times that y'all do, they'll talk about like what Stephen A talked about. That's why I can
understand. I understand the passion behind it.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the best things about New Orleans is the New Orleans versus everybody mentality.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's a small market thing.
No doubt.
Right?
Because
That's
they
a
always
very-
tell us that
Right.
we're a small market.
It's a very, very small market thing. And what a small market does is it brings fan bases together.
Yep.
It brings fan bases closer together. And people also know that if you say something about the New Orleans Pelicans, that's going to get clicks. It's going to get likes. It's going to get comments, especially when it's something negative.
Right. But do they know that what comes back with it? See, that's what I always wondered. Like,
No,
Stephen
but that's the.
He's got to know, though, that at this point, he's messed with New Orleans enough times the way he knows that, man, the whole internet's going to be.
I know,
common.
but the thing is, that's great for them.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's great for them.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the interaction, the back and forth. That's fantastic for them. Like it's a game.
If you're into that,
right? It's a game.
Yeah, I just felt like I feel like even if me or anybody else ever got to that, I can't imagine us like just saying stuff for clicks like that. I just can't imagine it, dude.
But you think about social media. Think about social media as a whole.
Yeah.
Think about how many things are done today via social media that are done. I'm talking about you people.
Well,
risk
maybe
their
in
lives.
the beginning,
people risk their lives for things.
Well, I understand.
Stand on the end of cliffs and stuff like that just to get like.
Okay, and I understand that, but go all right. But when you stand on the edge of cliffs for 5 years, there's no way you're doing it for clicks at that point. You love it. You love standing on the edge of cliffs.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying?
But you're still doing it. So
why does Stephen A. not recognize
But here's
that?
the thing. And for me, it's not a Stephen A. thing.
Well, yeah, just in general.
It's you're loving. It's not the fact that you love standing on cliffs. It's the fact that you love what standing on cliffs has gotten you. So you're going to continue to stand on those cliffs.
Gotcha.
Whether or not you like it or not.
So you could not love it and still be standing on the cliff.
That's right. To each his own. You know, everybody's in and approaches their particular job and with their own goal in mind.
Yeah.
And just because someone's goal or their way of going about their job or their opinions don't mirror mine, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, it's life.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Happens all the time. Y'all got anything else? Because I know we're going to close it out.
Yeah, come on. We had 2.
That's all right. I'm going to have to handle it. That's just a lot. We're going to be editing this one for a while, but it's going to be worth it. I know that because this has been a fabulous conversation.
For sure. Because
Seriously.
I'm about to say, this is probably the last time I ever, well, I ain't going to say that. I'm not going to wood. But really my last question will have to be about like back-to-backs of the NBA. So we just saw how flat we came out yesterday. You know, you was a part of it. Y'all came in late to the hotel and whatnot, and you can obviously tell what the product was yesterday. That came out flat. We got down too early, and we played better than the last.
Like how they
fought.
fought.
Yeah, they fought for the last 3 quarters.
Like how they fought.
But it was just too much of a deficit in the beginning.
Don't say it. Jordan, don't say it.
What you
Don't
mean?
say it.
I just want to know. Well, okay. All I want to know is
say
like,
it.
how do you feel about them though? Like, are they really that detrimental to like the play?
I feel like the standard has been made where it's now been viewed as detrimental.
Correct.
Even though it's been 77 years of the NBA where it's never been an issue until now.
That's
Like,
facts though.
I don't like saying, man, you know what? Back when I played, I don't like doing that. I'm not that guy. I'll be the first one to credit this generation for being the most skilled generation that's ever existed in the NBA.
Yeah.
Without hands down. I tell you what I don't like about this era of the NBA. Everybody wants to change things to make it easier for everything that's going on now for their entertainment.
More scoring and less
for their
defense.
entertainment. Right. Less defense, less back-to-backs, training camp is shorter. Like you can go down the list of everything. The league has adhered and acquiesced to everything that the players want. Well, for the All-Star game, let's give them compensation. Like, really?
For making the All-Star team. Yeah.
Yeah, like to play hard.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, you have so you think about the different things that have happened. Back when we played, All-Star weekend was called All-Star weekend. Now it's All-Star week. You get 6-7 days off. Back-to-backs have been cut in half. So they already taken out back-to-backs. There's not nearly as many back-to-backs as there were. In 1998, 1999, because of the shortened season, we played 3 games in 3 days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
During that time. And again, I'm not comparing generations. What I'm saying is, if you're changing everything to this generation, then we need to stop comparing this generation to generations of past.
Yeah.
Because they're not playing on equal playing fields.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's way more like, you know, there's a lot more healthy things going on. There's a lot more like personal trainers. There's a lot more, you know, facilities and better
I'm okay
things
with
and all
that
that.
because that's the league evolving.
Yeah.
Right? You think about
supposed to
the
happen.
cell phone that you had in 1999.
The Blackberry. Oh, yeah.
It's
right,
not
yeah.
the same cell phone you have now. That's just talking about the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking about the game and making so many different changes to the game that it's helping guys now, one of the best things I liked about back-to-backs is it gives you an opportunity to persevere.
Overcome adversity.
Yeah.
Overcome
You
adversity.
can't be
That's a
at your
big-
best.
Big step.
You can't be at your best every time you step on a basketball floor. It's not going to happen. Sometimes you're going to catch a team on back-to-back. Sometimes you're going to catch a team the first game after they've been gone on a 6 or 7 game road trip. It's not always going to be equal. And I love the fact that back-to-backs actually puts a team at a disadvantage where they can come out. That's what I loved about yesterday more than anything else, is the fact that when guys say, all right, man, it's go time, it's the end of the season, it's one thing to say, it's another thing to show it. And the fact that B.I., Zion, CJ, and Trey Murphy were made available after getting in that hotel at 6 o'clock in the morning speaks to the mentality of this team right now.
Yeah. 100%. Because before the game, I saw they was all available. I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, they bought in. Oh, I'm not saying they're not. But, you know, and then we come out flat like that and you hear
But you're also, let's be honest. There's probably not a worse team to play
That was a fast
than the
pace.
Pacers.
on the
Oh, yeah.
second night of a back-to-back
Dude.
than Indiana. I'm talking about even if everything went great,
Yeah.
right? You beat New York, you get on the plane as opposed to getting in at 6 o'clock in the morning, you get in at 1:30 in the morning like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You still playing the fastest team in the league.
That
You
was-
still
that
playing a
was so
team that runs
fast.
on make, misses, turnovers, dead balls, you know.
You were
Jonas
saying it,
didn't
yeah.
play for 3. Jonas, they
played the whole
Jonas-
game, basically.
Jonas
Play 7 minutes.
But yeah, and that quick they were like, "Oh, we know what we getting into here," and you could just it was just so fast paced.
Halliburton gets the ball
Yeah.
and you look up, you look
Yeah.
down, you look up, and he's just doing
Yeah.
oh man, Siakam was blown.
Now going back to like overcoming adversity, you could tell like halfway through that game, it was like something switched in Zion, Bi to where they were like,
No, we
"Hey
here,
man,
like,
screw
yeah,
it, bro,
yeah,
we
like,
here,
yeah, we
dude.
here.
Like, hey, screw all that stuff and they just started forgetting about it to where they just started playing."
Yeah, and it was like we get close and then we just can't get
Yeah,
there.
you get close and then you turn it over 1 or 2 times, you're down 5,
Yeah.
then
You were saying
turn
the
it
whole
over
game.
twice, and then they scored, and then something happens, and they come down and hit a 3, now you're down 10
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
So the getting down 40-24 in that first quarter, now you're chasing the game for the next 36
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
And you play better than them for the last 3 quarters and you still can't.
But everything is situational.
Yeah.
Like if you play that first quarter even, completely different story. This thing. If Therese Halliburton, they did a great job of 45 minutes of keeping him in check.
Right.
That last 3 minutes, he turned into that all-star starter. And that's when they pulled away.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got to say, man. We just be happy
One thing,
to have
I
him
mean,
here.
the last thing I'll say about the back-to-backs is I just know growing up as a fan, and I'm talking about as recent as a few years ago, I've never seen back-to-back so, and I know it has a lot to do with the internet and so many people using the internet and talking about basketball. I've never seen back-to-back so mapped out. Let's check this out. I was working yesterday. I got on my phone right before the Pelicans game, and I typed, so I forget what it was, but something optimistic about the Pelicans. And some dude comments, he goes, "Hey man, did you see that they had a rough flight in the morning?" You know, I'm thinking to myself as I'm reading, I was like, no, I didn't see it. Because I'm not trying to map out stuff like that. I'm trying to watch ball. Like, I don't be thinking about what would the flight was like, how the back-to-backs. That stuff just started getting brought up within the last few years. They were not mapping out back-to-backs like they are now. I'm sorry, they weren't.
The standard has been set where back-to-backs are now viewed different than they ever have been before.
Never seen it like it is this year right here.
They've never been viewed the same way. I've never seen so many fans comment on or call into our radio show and say, "Why don't they do away with back-to-backs?" Like, well, what else do you want to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what else can we possibly do to make the game easier?
Yeah.
50 games? Like,
Right.
you got one
And that's another thing.
Yeah, you want
How about they shorten the season? Like,
No, you can't do that. That's messing with the records and the
one thing
all-time.
always leads to something else.
Yeah.
You know, they're scoring too much. You know what they need to do? They need to cut off the three-point line in the corner. They need to make the three-pointers just from the curve all the way up. So there's no three-point shot in the corner. I'm telling you, this is what happens when you start to
Give leeway.
mess with certain areas of the game.
Right.
Sometimes things ain't broke, man. Sometimes you just got to adjust. Everything's not going to be easy. You got to play through some things. Your body's going to hurt. You know what I mean? You're not going to feel it. That's when I knew it was time for me to retire. When I started waking up on the second night of back-to-backs and your body feels a certain way.
It's time.
Yeah. Let me start. Let me go ahead to the Sportscaster University and see what I'm going to do post-career.
Yeah. It's a reality, man.
Yep.
It's a reality.
Appreciate it, man. No. This has been a pleasure.
Mine,
yeah, no, seriously.
Pleasure's all mine.
Man, I just love hearing you just speak game. You know what I'm saying? Talk about life. I kind of always had that idea of you that you knew a lot, you know, just based off of what you give commentating and stuff like that. But to see it in person, sitting down, it was beautiful.
I tell you this. This is I'm not allowed to have my own podcast.
Can't wait till you do.
I can't because it's a conflict of interest with SiriusXM. So I'm not allowed to. I would have had my own podcast a long time ago. I'm allowed to guest on somebody's podcast. I've done a million podcasts. This is the funnest one I've done.
Thank you so much, man.
This is the most enjoyable podcast I've ever done.
I guarantee you, as soon as you walk out the door, we all always like react to like what just happened. Everybody here isn't like, man, it's the best one we ever did.
This was awesome, fellas. I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what to expect, but God knows what he's doing.
Thank you, my brother.
And I want to thank you guys, man. You guys are awesome, man.
Pleasure is ours, man. You are, to be real, you're everything I expected. Like I was like, no, you're everything I expected.
Thank you.
RYB Podcast, episode number 10. Couldn't have went better. See y'all next time.